What's good, everybody? Welcome to Q and Cove, the show where we talk about pretty much anything. We got some crazy shit on this time on this document here today, for sure. Like some interesting things, real quick. I want to double check something because there's something not checking out with the StreamYard right now. So forgive me for a second. But Cove, how's your week, man?
You listen, man. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy week for me. I know it's always a busy week for you, but I'm surviving, bro. I'm surviving, and we making it happen. And that's all we can do.
You know, I'm at the point of the season where I just simply can't. I got it, Curtis, bruh. Street was private the whole time. I knew something was up. I got to make sure he knows how to set it up properly. This is the second time this has happened. I was wondering. I'm like, I think he didn't hit schedule on it. It's all good. But now that we got the notification out there, it's probably going to take a little while for people to get in there. But yeah, it's been an interesting week, I think, for Browns fans, football fans in general. Let's get started with the college football playoff, right? They brought out this whole thing. We're doing the 12-team playoff. Now that we're through one college football season, Cole, how do you feel about the college football playoff being expanded to 12 teams? Do you feel like this is an improvement ultimately, or do you feel like this isn't the solution going forward?
Is it wrong if I feel like it's premature to really have this conversation until we see how it actually plays out? Because I have some criticisms of it, just how like the selection process went and everything. I have some criticisms of that, but ultimately, I don't think I'm going to have a real opinion until I actually see the games and how the games actually play out.
Well, I think we're reviewing two different things at that point, right? Because once we get the games and we review the games, we're reviewing the tournament, right? The entertainment value of that tournament. But right now, I think what the review is like, hey, okay, with the college football team the 12-team playoff looming over college football all year, we have seen what that does to college football and what the impact is on the regular season and how that changes the math on who you're going to let in the playoffs. Like, for example, because this is a 12-team playoff, people ain't trying to fire Ryan Day right now, right? Like it has had its impact, right? Like that has been the main thing. Hey, you still made the playoff. Like that's what I mean by like talking about how it's going to go. Like how the Clemson Texas game plays out. It could be a good game. It could be a trash game. SMU Penn State could be fantastic. It could be absolute butt cheeks. I don't know if that changes the overall impact that adding the like what 3 times more teams has had on the regular season. And I guess it's what I'm asking about, like how this has changed how you've had to view college football. Has that been something you've enjoyed?
Selfishly, I'd probably say no, only because
you are right, they fired.
Ryan Day would have got fired if we didn't have a 12
because you would be right now out here be playing in whatever off-season New Year's Six Bowl versus like Missouri or something like that, right? Like you and I don't know, like how would this have shaken out if this was just a 14 playoff? Let me see what the CFP rankings were.
Because I think Ohio State was 6th.
Yeah, Ohio State was 6. So if this were the old style, Penn State, Texas, Georgia, and Oregon would have got it. Penn State. Oh yeah, okay. Because Oregon won the Big Ten. See, I'm not used to all these like 18-team conferences and all these teams uniting. But yeah, Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Penn State. Ohio State would probably be playing like Tennessee and the Fiesta Bowl or whatever.
It just feels kind of weird because now, you know, you're allowed to lose.
Yeah.
You're allowed to lose and you can still be rewarded depending on who you lose to and how many times you lose. But it just feels also like super subjective about when the losses matter, when they don't. Because I know that and there's a couple, Kyron. Kyron was like real upset about Alabama not getting in that last spot over SMU. And he was like, man, look at the strength. Look at who we had to play. Look at even our low, look who we had to play all year. Like, we beat Georgia, who just won the SEC. Like, we beat them. SMU go get in because they had a close loss to Clemson in a championship game. It's like, it's crazy. But I was like, I hear you, but also don't lose to Oklahoma and Vanderbilt.
That's the thing about I've made this argument, right? Because I think Josh Pate was like, the only thing that's going to change is that you're going to argue about who the 12th team is, or instead of the 4th team. And I was like, yeah, there's validity to that. But let me tell you something. The amount of care I have about Alabama making this playoff or not versus SMU, it just doesn't matter enough for me to care about to argue as much, right? Like, it's not the same thing. It's like when Cincinnati was about to get shafted out of being that 4th spot, when it was clear and obvious that they should have been the 4th team in the playoff that year, even if they weren't the 4th best team in the country. Like, you got to reward a team that does that well, given what they had played. And the thing with Alabama is, like, at the end of the day, yeah, you beat Georgia. Georgia was the SEC champion. But this is my whole issue with the math in college football, and why I think that you're just never going to be able to crown a champion in a good way with college football. Yeah, you beat Georgia. You also beat Georgia in October. They were a completely different Georgia team than they were now, right? Like, they were more beatable. Like, teams fluctuate based on how they're playing at that certain time, how well they're going, who they have up, who did they figure out. You can make the argument that that's a completely different Georgia team that Alabama played. And ultimately, Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. Alabama lost to Oklahoma. Like, and guess what? Like, it's more cool to have SMU in. Like, yeah, it's some novelty in there. Alabama gonna make it next year, right? Like, it ain't that big of a travesty for Alabama to be left out one time.
Don't tell that to Nick Saban.
Hey, did you hear about, we gonna talk about Bill Belichick, because that just made me think.
He was sick. SMU got it.
It is what it is.
He was sick.
Let me tell you something, man. Because SMU, if you go back into it, weren't they one of those Big South teams or Big 8 teams back in the day? Like the original SEC. And I was explaining this, right? Because a friend of mine was actually like, oh, SMU, they used to be a big deal and then they got caught cheating. That's kind of like what the narrative is with SMU, right? They got caught cheating and they got the death sentence. And that's why SMU was in the MAC or wherever they were, Conference USA for a while, right? And that's not what happened to SMU. Yeah, the death penalty definitely affected them. But you know what else happened at the same time? All the power conferences decided to give them in Houston the boot. Right? Completely switched the math on what SMU needed to be successful. And it's not a surprise. And now SMU got all that money again. They bought their way into the ACC. They good again. Right? Like Houston, similar deal. Took them forever to get back into a power conferences because the powers that be had decided that these dudes, these schools were just a little bit too well located for their liking. Right? Because SMU's right there near Dallas. And then obviously Houston is Houston. So that is Texas doing its thing, right? That is college football colonialization happening with the justification of the NCAA making that whole thing happen. I'm not, am I lying about any of this?
I didn't think you were lying about any of it. I didn't think you were lying about nothing.
It is exactly what happened to SMU. Obviously, they got caught cheating, but they just weren't a big enough school to cheat because let's be real, everybody was out here cheating like back then. And still today, everybody out here cheating. I got to pull up the stream on my phone so I can get the chat because it's not working through here. We got a super chat from Ray Rag says, my change to the playoffs is no automatic first round buys. You should get an automatic bid for conference championship. Just rank them at the top 12 teams. Unless you get Clemson situation again, then they get the 12th seed. What you think about that? No automatic buy for the top 5 conference, because you got to make these conference. This is the problem college football has. They got too many goddamn championship games, right? Like,
yeah, because you got to make them. You have to make them significant in some way. You have to make them winning them. You got to winning them has to be significant in some way. So I'm fine with having the bye because that's your reward. That is your reward for winning your championship game. You get an automatic bid into the playoff and you get a bye. I think that's fair.
If you are one of the 5 highest ranked conference champions.
Yeah, one of the 5 highest ranked conference champions. You should get that. What I have an issue with, and what kind of bothered me, is like I feel like some of the conference champions kind of got screwed with their path to getting to the national championship. Like Oregon to me clearly has the roughest road.
I will also say this. I know it will never happen because the reason it exists is because of money. Why do we play all these conference championship games? Like, I think we've been doing it so long, we don't think about it. But like, why in the world does SMU have to defend their ACC crown against Clemson when they won every tiebreaker that says they should win the ACC? Like, there's no divisions. It's just all the teams in one row. There is absolutely no justification for there being a conference championship game in the ACC or in the Big Ten, right? Like, yeah, Oregon played to win it, but like, Oregon had the best record in the Big Ten. They lost to nobody in the Big Ten. They ran through the schedule. It's like, what do we need the conference championship game for? The only reason I can think that justifies the conference championship game is another flaw inherent with college football right now, which is these conferences are too goddamn big. I think Bomani Jones made a great point about this. It's like, hey, man, we got so many teams in these conferences that your schedule in the Big Ten could be wildly different than another team's Big Ten schedule. Which means like the strength of schedule that we kind of lean on, which is, oh, what conference are you in? It's like for Indiana, they played what? One good team in the Big Ten, but they're getting it propped up because they're in the Big Ten, but they played all the scrubs. So it's like, how does that really work in what you want to do with college football in the playoff right now, right? And I think that's a valid point too. Like, there's not divisions. Why are we doing why did SMU have to defend their title against a 9-3 Clemson team? Why are like so many things about college football? Like, yo, this makes no sense that we're doing this. Like, especially if you're gonna do a playoff. Think about how many championship ceremonies you got to watch for a team to win a goddamn championship. You ever play through this shit on College Football 25? It is ridiculous, right? You get a championship ceremony after you win your conference, and then you go to the college football playoff, and then you got to win a conference bowl. You got to win another bowl that's going to get you another ceremony. And then you got to win another bowl to get you another ceremony and a T-shirt, and then you got to win the national championship. By the time you get to the national championship, you burnt out. You done seen too many shirts. Like, what are we doing? None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense how we're doing it. Like, there's a way to do it that might make some sense. Huh? What'd you say?
Many shirts.
It's way too many championship ceremonies.
Oh, that's
think about this. If Oregon wins the national championship, they're gonna have to be the Big Ten champion. They're gonna get that one. They're gonna be the Orange Bowl champion or Fiesta Bowl champion, and then they're gonna be the Rose Bowl champion, and they also gonna be the national championship. What the fuck is all of this? Like, what is all of this?
That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Is this fun for anybody? Like,
we'll find out when they start playing the games.
I don't know. But yeah, I feel like if you're going to do a 12-team playoff and you're going to do this thing where you get the bye week to win the conference, that's cool. You got to get rid of the conference championship games. That's just, you just got to get rid of it. Like, this is because what ends up happening is Arizona State. It's the 4 seed in the fucking playoff right now. Like, And that brings up your problem, right? Some of these paths for some of these schools are way easier than the other. Why does that exist? Because Arizona State won the Big 12, and now they are the 4 seed. Like, yeah. Oh, Clemson. That's what happened. My bad. Clemson won the ACC, which meant that they were the lowest seeded conference champion, which bumped everybody else up. And you wouldn't have minded Arizona State was the 5 seed and SMU a 10-2 team got a bye week. That feels deserved. But now you sit here 15th ranked Arizona get a bye week. That fuck up everything, right? That fucks it all up, man. And that's my thing. You can't have these. You got to just give it outright. Like, and if there's a tiebreaker, maybe you play a game. But you cannot just sit here and be like, we're going to do all the conference shit. They trying to keep everything but change everything at the same time, Cole. It's not compatible. They try to keep all the bowl games. They try to keep the conference championships. But the conference championship only made sense when you had one national championship postseason bowl game for everybody playing. Right? That made sense in that system. But now it's like, what is this for? What does it? 12 teams are going to make the playoffs. Who does this benefit?
You know, Q, I hear you. I absolutely hear you. But I love the conference championship games. Like, I love conference championship weekend. I love having to watch like 8 games that day just to see, like, it's like 10 games or just to see who's gonna win. Yeah, man, not rolling. Keep it.
See,
keep it.
This is going to continue to fuck up the playoff. Like, it's just going to continue. This stuff is going to keep happening. Also, Ray Rags brings up a point. If the Pac-12 and the old Big 12 didn't die, then this wouldn't be a conversation. They all had divisions before the year. Blame Texas and Oklahoma. Nah, man, this is we got to be real about what the driving force here. This is what money does. Right? This is what money does. Like, Texas and Oklahoma were the first to do it because they were the ones who stood to make the most money from doing it. But this was going to happen. This is the force of economics in college football. And like, why we got conference championship games? Because you can put it on TV. And like Colb said, it's fun to watch on TV, and you get a whole week. And they get to fill a calendar, and they're going to get 13 million people on Nielsen to watch and discuss, and they're going to make a boatload of fucking money off that, right? So that's why we have the conference championship game. Why do we have this drawn out process to see who makes the playoffs? Because ESPN owns the process. like, that's why. It's quite literally why. So, yeah. I think the overall the thing is, like, we're watching college football not learn to be a business, but like, it's been a business for a while. But now it's more in front of you, and this thing makes less and less sense the more and more you try to operate it like a business. Because college football was not popular because it was profitable. College football was popular because it was some fun shit to do. Like, why you think you could fit 100,000 seats in the stadium and there's no chairbacks in them stadiums? Because it wasn't about the money when it was built in the stadiums. But now they got the luxury suites, the capacities are going down. It is what it is. This is what money does to things. And for a while, money wasn't touching college football like that. Now it is. It's tough.
It's tough. I'm gonna enjoy it though. I'm gonna enjoy every second of it.
I just want to know, like, how feasible is this to, like, if you're Boise State, how many fans do you got to go to all these bowl games if you go to more than like 2?
That's true. I never really thought about that, to be completely honest with you. I just assumed that every fan base is just going to show up.
This is how different two people could be sometimes. You have not thought about that until I brought it up. That is the only thing I've been able to think about since they announced this thing and how they were going to do it. I'm like, how are they going to get all these fans to these games? Like, think about the neutral site game. You got to sell out a Big 12 championship. You got to travel for that. If you're Iowa State and you make a run, right? Not Iowa State, my bad, Arizona State. You got to go to Jerry World to go see your team play in the conference championship. And then because you played in the conference championship, they want to reward you by giving a bye, but maybe you just don't need to play the extra game to begin with. But anyways, okay, cool. You do that. You get the bye, so you don't get the on-campus home game. So you got to travel to go see your team play again in the Fiesta Bowl. Then you got to go ahead travel. Well, that's not really travel. It's within the state. But let's say you're in the Rose Bowl. You got to go travel to California. And then you got to go travel to Atlanta because you in the Sugar Bowl now, right? Like, and then you got to travel to where the fuck they playing the college football national championship. Was it Tampa Bay this year?
I think so.
I don't know. Don't nobody care. Like,
fair enough. We don't care. We don't care that much.
Indianapolis, it could be literally anywhere, right? It's beside the point. Look, all that traveling you gotta do. This ain't built for this, man. Like, this is not built for this. This is too much. It's a reason why the NFL play all the games until the Super Bowl and a home site. Make sure somebody gonna be at them games. Like,
I mean, I think they're gonna fill the seats somehow.
How? It's gonna be one of they only sold the lower bowl for Boise, and then you know what's gonna happen? The big schools that have the fan bases that can support such a thing are gonna be the ones that have all the fans there. So is it really a neutral site game?
Oh, it's absolutely not.
Yeah,
not at all.
So what is this system, man? Like, what? I don't have a problem with a 12-team playoff. I just have all the problems in the world with how we're doing this. Like, this is such a nightmare for like any mid-level school that I can't imagine it's gonna be good for them in the long run.
Listen, that sounds like a skill issue to me. That sounds like
hey, Boise State. Some Mike C said Boise State alumni got deep pockets. I bet some of them do, but do you have 4 free weekends, like to go travel?
Some of them might.
Yeah, like 20,000 tops might. That's being generous. I don't even think more than 1 million people live in Idaho.
Okay, there's how many people live in Idaho? Let's just fact check that really quick.
Hey man, Wyoming got like 300,000 people in it. Like,
how many people live in Idaho? 1.965 million. So about 2 million people.
Okay, about 2 million people live in Idaho. My point still stands. Okay,
it's literally double what you thought.
Yeah. Okay. Now Google how many people live in New York. Like,
we know how many people live in New York. A ton.
Yes.
Way too many.
There's just not enough people to travel. And then, like, how many people graduate from Idaho? I don't even know if they rock with Boise State all like that. They might be Idaho Vandals fans or Idaho State. There's too much traveling in this playoff, man. Way too much. Ain't these kids supposed to be in school? Like,
they're not there to play.
Ain't they supposed to be in school? Ain't that the justification for all of this? Like, ain't they supposed to be in class? We talk about flying them out to Arizona and then practicing them and then flying them back out to Pasadena. This don't sound like no shit for somebody who go to class and graduate. Like, what is this? What about the 95% of people on that roster that they're not gonna go pro? Like,
listen, man, you got one life. This is it. It's your moment. You got to take advantage of this.
Hey, bro, like, that sound cool if you are Ashton Jetty, but if you are the Boise State long snapper, brother, your finals matter. Okay, like, yeah, I'm positive. They gonna make them up. They'll find a way to make it up somehow. Hey, bro, yeah, he'll figure out a way to pass the exam and get the test and all that. But will he have the knowledge that he's supposed to be prepared once he enters the working world at 23 years old? I don't know.
Like, I'm gonna be real with you, Q. That ain't none of your business, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with
nothing. We can't worry about that. We got these dudes flying all across the country for our entertainment pleasure, and ain't nobody gonna ask, hey, ain't they supposed to be in school?
That sounds like
that ain't none about it. We watching Boise State play another school. We can't worry about the school at all. We're not supposed to think about the educational aspect of any of this. This is nuts. This is nuts. This is crazy. I'm just telling y'all, we have reached an insane place.
I'm just saying, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with us.
It's got something to do with somebody. Like,
Listen, that sounds like an issue that the people at Boise State need to handle. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
hey, that's crazy.
Like, got nothing to do with us, man. We trying to watch the football.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this is such a weird format that they got for this playoff, man. Like a super weird format. Wonder what the environment's going to be like for all these bowl games. Like by the time you get to the second one, like what's that one going to be like? Because the first one going to be cracking, right? You know, especially it depends on what kind of school you are. If you are a school like Boise State, that's going to crack because you don't know if you win it. Same thing with Arizona State. They're going to be cracking at that bowl game. I'd have no doubt. But if you're like Ohio State, like, and you beat Tennessee, and then you get to Oregon in the bowl game, like, is that going to be cracking? Because I don't feel like everybody go wide travel until you get to the semi-championship game.
It's going to be cracking. It's going to be cracking because it's a rematch. So that's definitely going to be.
It's going to be cracking with Oregon fans. I don't know if Ohio State fans going to be like, yeah, we got this. And that's if they beat Tennessee. We haven't even gotten to that part of it.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to beat Tennessee, but it'll be cracking. OSU fans will absolutely travel for that.
Yeah, absolutely travel for that. And then if that one's cracking, is the second one going to be cracking?
What you mean?
Like, if you beat Oregon and then you get Iowa State in the second round, you about to travel to go watch that shit?
Nah, I ain't traveling because I feel like that's the game they should just get.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We gonna get so many of these, and it doesn't have to be like this because you out here playing these games in the middle of nowhere. Well, not in the middle of nowhere, in these neutral zones, and I get why they do it, but I just feel like we have moved and operated this without trying to change nothing, and it looks so bad to me. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe I'm worried about nothing, but it just feels like this is not going to work in the current incantation. Like, we're going to get empty stadiums at some point. We're going to get, like, it's going to be unappealing at some point, I think. Let's look at the bracket, though. We want to go from 12 to 5, or you want to go from 5 to 12?
12 to 5.
We got Clemson versus Texas.
Ooh, Texas.
You got Texas?
Big win.
Winner plays Arizona State. I wouldn't sleep on Clemson being able to pull this one out. They have been playing some decent ball lately. Cade's been playing really good. They do got the better quarterback. Texas just have so many other better players that I find it hard to imagine.
Yeah, it's just like Cade is definitely better than Quinn. Definitely better than Quinn. But that roster is stacked everywhere.
Yeah, they got a lot of players.
Yeah, like if you just do it based on roster talent, Texas should absolutely win that game.
If Texas were playing a team that did not like, because the thing with Clemson is they have a chance to beat Texas in my eyes because they're not one of, like, if SMU's playing Texas, SMU has no shot because SMU is good because they got like a couple of good recruiting classes and they really good on top. Right. But if you cut through the bottom of that, same thing with Indiana, there starts to be problems. And Texas is so institutionally good that they're going to be good through and through. Thing with Clemson is like they're down, but they're going to be talented on that same kind of level. So they could sneak one out on Texas. That's like, of all of these games, I think that is probably the second highest potential for upset here, depending on what you would call an upset in the Indiana Notre Dame game. But yeah, I agree. I think Texas should win, but also I just don't have that much faith in Texas because every time they should win, they don't.
I think Texas, more than anything, they have a quarterback issue. I don't know if anybody's really going to
know, dog. The one thing we know about Clemson is they got corners. Texas' best corner is a former Clemson corner.
They do have corners.
And I saw what's his name out there throw that ball. Yeah, it was not impressive. Like,
you talking about Quinn Ewers?
Yeah, Quinn Ewers. Yeah.
Ew.
Mr. Ewers. Yeah.
He's not good. Oh, also, Browns fans watching this, no.
Oh, Quinn
No.
Ewers.
No.
Yeah, no, I've been pretty consistently off the Quinn Ewers train. Like even in my defensive mid, I'm like, nah, he's not mid. Like, like yeah. So that's the thing. Clemson has a better quarterback, and I think they match up well against Texas because if Texas has to throw the ball in any capacity, Clemson got the corners.
That's the thing, though. I don't think they're gonna be throwing the ball that much.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna be throwing the ball that much.
We'll see.
Run that rock. We're about to run that rock all game.
We'll see. Because Texas gets in his own way sometimes too. All right, we got SMU, Penn State. How much SMU have you watched?
Really, just a championship game.
Yeah, I haven't watched that much SMU either. I'm going straight off vibes because, like, it's not like I've been watching a ton of Penn State. When I have, I've been watching individual players. Right? like
Abdul Carter,
Nick Singleton.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
Tyler Ward, right? Like, and maybe sometimes Drew Allure, right? Like every once in a while, I'll peek, like, hey, it might be something. Nah, y'all just want him because he's from Medina. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. He had some throws in that game where I was like,
yeah, of course. This is the trap that I think a lot of people fall into too often. We see somebody do something like that inconsistently, and we see them when they're young, and we're going, "Oh man, those are flashes."
It's like, I don't know.
But it might just be he's inconsistent. We're gonna have this conversation about Jameis Winston, but people have been saying this shit about Jameis for 30 years, right? Like, so. Like at some point, the brother's just inconsistent. I see Drew Allure play enough to be like, nah, I think he's just inconsistent, man. Like, I think that's what it is. Maybe you could coach that out of him, maybe you can't. I am like Penn State's unserious, but I think they're lose to Boise State unserious, not lose to SMU unserious, right?
They're not going to lose to SMU.
I don't think so. SMU going to push them to the limit, though. Because I just don't think Penn State's that good.
I'm not gonna lie. SMU came all the way back in that. They came all the way back in that championship game, and they lost on a what was it?
Boy, that was heartbreaking.
That was a 58-yard field goal. I was like, "Hey, man, you can't even get mad for real."
Yeah, homeboy was winking at the camera before he did it. I'm like, "This is cold. This is cold."
Like, you can't even get mad. He make a 58-yard field goal for the game. You just got to be like, in college, you just got to be like, hey,
dude was a freshman. Dude,
freshman.
This shit made me understand when they be out here talking about white boy summer because he came up there, freshman, looked at the camera, said, "Watch this shit, y'all. I'm about to make this," and then smiled, told a joke to his holder, and kicked that shit and ran off. I'm like, yeah, that's why they be talking about all that white boy summer stuff because that was the most white boy summer shit I had ever seen in my life. It was cool as fuck. It was heartbreaking. I was like, damn, cold-blooded, dog.
He was on that sideline crying. I was just like, hey, man, I get it because you lose like that. What can you even do?
At the time, you are under the impression that this is it. Like, they about to put Alabama in. But here's my point about Penn State. Have they had one impressive showing versus a ranked team?
No.
How good are they? This is the thing about the other ranked teams in the Big Ten, not named Oregon and not named Ohio State. Because you can say what you want about Ohio State, you can say what you want about Oregon. I've seen them play well enough against each other that I'm convinced that they're both good, right? Like they're both capable of winning a championship. I have questions about Ohio State's seriousness level, but they're undoubtedly more serious than Penn State.
Yeah.
The question has to be asked with Indiana. Who have they played well that's ranked? Not a soul, right? Like, it feels like these two Big Ten teams in here are frauds. Like, if you had to go on the fraud alert, like if Penn State play Alabama even though Alabama has lost to 2 6-win teams. Would you really think that Penn State about to beat Alabama? Or would it be one of them games where like they should, but nah, they're going to let Alabama.
It's 100% one of them games where you're like, well, they should, but.
Same thing with Indiana. And that's why I'm like, I have a hard time trusting Penn State. But I think Penn State will sneak by SMU, and they might get smacked by Boise. Let me tell you about Boise. They move ass on that offensive line. Did you watch that Mountain West Championship game?
Bruh. Ashton,
hey, by the way,
Ashton is crazy. He's crazy, dog.
Number 7 on UNLV. I got to give him credit. He's a linebacker. He could be on my special teams any day of the week. Crash dummy. He was just throwing himself, whole body, all American at Ashton Jetty, and it meant nothing. Okay. He lost years off his life, Cole, trying to tackle Ashton Jetty in the C gap, in the B gap, and it mattered very little at the end of the day. Boise knows their bread and butter too, because they're the only team I've ever seen get a lead and start throwing the ball because they want to protect the winning part. Right? Like, yeah, we can't run the ball no more, dog. We got to keep that thing healthy.
Listen, hey, quiet as kept. Boise played Oregon real tough too.
They almost beat Oregon, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way I think Penn State loses to Boise. I don't think they lose to SMU though. But I don't know, they could lose to SMU. Because you know what? SMU's loss versus Clemson is more impressive than any performance I've seen Penn State put up against a ranked opponent, unless you want to count fucking Illinois. Which I don't. I refuse to count Illinois. It's a real ranked team. Like, beating Clemson and beating Illinois, it's not the same. It's just not.
Penn State's such a weird team because they're a talented.
They're so talented.
They're really talented.
James Franklin out there.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Ryan Day that I do about James Franklin.
Except I feel worse about James Franklin.
Yeah, like worse. I feel worse.
Like Ryan Day, I'm like, you know what? It could bounce this way. He could win a national championship. I still wouldn't respect him. But like James Franklin, no. Like, it's not happening, dog.
That's literally the appropriate. That's very much the appropriate reaction. No,
like, no, it's not happening. Like, what are you talking? They could be the number 1 seed with the best quarterback in the country. They lose to fucking Duke in the first round. Like, that is what they do. Like, yeah,
I can't believe in James Franklin at all.
Yeah, dog, they're the Intercontinental champion. You know. Like, not like a young Intercontinental champion, like, oh, he's next up type Intercontinental champion. It's like when they give the Intercontinental championship to fucking Sheamus, right? Where it's like, this is high as you go now. Okay, like, this is where you are. Dolph Ziggler, Intercontinental champion. There you go, my man. Like,
with that said, they should be SMU.
Yeah, I will watch that one closely though. Like, if it's not a blowout in the first half like it should be, they about to fuck that up.
Drew Allure. It is your time to shine. 100% your time to shine.
Hey.
Or it's time to go back to school.
In the Indiana Hoosiers versus the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, I have watched more than a few Notre Dame games this year. I'm going to tell you, hey, they're not serious. Okay? They are not serious. They have almost lost every game. If Miami didn't exist, we would pay more attention to Notre Dame, dog, because they have some questionable things on their resume. Like, it happened so long ago, we forgot they lost to a MAC school.
They did.
Like, which is the crazy thing about how we rank it, because Alabama losing to 2 6-6 schools, we're like, no, that absolutely can't happen. But we just let Notre Dame in, dog, and they lost the fucking a MAC school. They didn't even make the MAC championship.
I will say this. Well, I will say this about losing. It's better for you to get your bad loss out the way early.
That's kind of crazy, though, right?
As early as possible. If you're gonna lose, if you're gonna have a terrible loss, get that out the way in the first 3 weeks.
Ain't that crazy? Don't none of this feel crazy? There was no controversy about Notre Dame making the playoff, dog, and I'm like, they lost to a bad MAC school. Like, is nobody ever gonna bring that up?
That happened in week 2. That happened in like week 2. Who cares?
Don't matter. Like,
Who
if they would have
cares?
lost to that bad back school last week, they would have made the fucking playoffs. No shot. But they lose to the bad back school in week 2, and we just act like it never happened, which is kind of crazy. Like, why even play the games that early?
Like, it was like, hey, man, weird shit happens early in the season. But at the end of the year, if you lose to Oklahoma, I can't forgive that. I can't forgive it. I'm sorry. You Alabama. You can't lose to Oklahoma. I'm sorry.
If that don't make you feel like the game's kind of fucked up. Like, I don't know what else is there. Because did they even beat anybody that made it justifiable that they lost to them? Let me look at their schedule real quick. No, they beat nobody, dog. Their best win is over Navy, Louisville, and fucking Texas A&M.
What was Texas A&M's record?
They were 20th ranked team in the country, and they were 8-4. But we let them slide for losing to Northern Illinois. What do you think Northern Illinois' record was in the MAC?
No way they had more than 3 wins.
No, they got 7 wins, but they were 6 in the MAC. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what Northern Illinois lost to Buffalo, NC State, Toledo, Ball State, Miami. I think in the conference, where they finish in the conference, they finished 6th in the conference. So they were like 500 in the MAC. And we just out here like, yeah, man, we're just gonna let Notre Dame in because nobody been watching them games. Like, can anybody justify Notre Dame being in the playoff? Nobody's had a single conversation about it, mind you. But can anybody justify? Please justify Notre Dame making the playoff right now. Somebody. Like, that's the thing. Even look, Kyrie out here arguing about should SMU be in the thing. No, man. Why are you mad at SMU? Ask yourself the question: why the fuck is Notre Dame in there? like nobody asks this. We just were like, cool, Notre Dame's in.
I'm not gonna lie. Notre Dame versus Indiana. That's gonna be a fun game.
Is it?
I think that's gonna be a fun game because they're both equally unserious to me. So that's gonna be a fun game. Because whoever wins, who do they play if they win? Who does the winner play after that?
The winner of that game, I believe, plays like Georgia or something crazy like that. Yeah, it's Georgia.
Yeah, so it's over with no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's over with immediately after that. There's no shot they are beating Georgia. Shot.
The winner of that game is going to be the reason why Georgia becomes the new favorite to win the conference, the national championship, right? Where people go, oh my God, did you see Georgia put up 50? Like,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. This game gonna be fun because it's like, all right, going all out to lose to Georgia next round. That's what it is.
Hey man, you want to hear some crazy things? Riley Leonard's passing numbers. Okay. I'm going to read off the high passing marks for him in this season. Week 1, Texas A&M, he threw for 158 yards. Week 2, 163 yards. Week 3 against Purdue, where they won 66-7. How many yards you think the man threw for?
At least over 200, right?
112. Like the band. Yes. 154 against Miami of fucking Ohio. 163 against Louisville. 229 against Stanford. 203 against Georgia Tech. I've seen that secondary. 203 is abysmal. Like, 203 is abysmal.
He just barely avoided me calling him college Deshaun Watson, but hey.
Navy threw for 178. 215 versus Florida State.
Does Notre Dame run the ball a lot?
I guess they got to.
I'm like, they got to be running the ball.
Riley Leonard is the sneaky dual threat quarterback.
I was like, they got to be running the ball a ton because those passing numbers are not it.
Yeah. He Jalen Milroe with the different suit on, brother. Like that's what that is.
With a different suit on.
Hey, 6'4", 216, and he don't throw for over 300. What is that? Not Jalen Milroe? Like,
yeah, that's Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, right there. Wait, what's his rushing numbers right now? Do we got 1,000 yards rushing? Let me see. Yeah, look, he be 12 carries, 8 carries, 11 carries, 10 carries. I can't wait for them to be on the broadcast talking about, you don't expect it, but Riley Leonard,
Listen,
he can move.
He can scoop.
Dog, when they did that shit with Ryan Tannehill and he had switched from wide receiver to quarterback, I was like, what? We ain't never going to not do this. Huh?
Tell you.
My man was recruited as an athlete. Like his position in Rivals was athlete, and you still out here talking about he's deceptively fast. He's not moving real fast out there, but he's running with a lot of heart. We gonna find out this motherfucker run 4.5.
It's just hilarious how that goes. Hilarious how it goes every single time.
It's pure effort. Imagine you out there, you think he outrunning you off of effort. You like, is there something not in me? And then you find out, no, he just run 4.3.
I'm like, ooh, thank God. Thank God.
Okay. Hey, I know there's a lot of people who lost the race to Cooper DeJean that was like, hey, what he run at the combine? Okay, like I'm gonna need to know.
It's not me. You know what I'm saying? It's not me. It's not me.
I'm thinking I'm getting out hustled, right? Like,
come on.
I'm thinking he wanted more than me. That's what they saying on TV. Every time he beat me to a spot. By the way, Philadelphia having him and Blankenship out there. It's funny. Somebody brought it up. Quincy Mitchell out there shutting shit down. Ain't nobody talking about that. Blankenship and Cooper DeJean. Hey, that's the star of the show right there.
Listen, I don't want to comment on that so much. I just want Quincy to know we see you, Quincy. We see you.
Hey, bro. I know you went to the back, everything. You fell in the draft for no reason. Like, ate at the Senior Bowl. We knew what it was. I remember I was at the Senior Bowl, and it was me and Kyrie. We was talking about it, and then we was talking about it with you, and we were like, hey, that dude, go be a good corner right there. Quincy Mitchell. Yes, best corner here. Best player here. And then he fell in the draft, and then they got both of them. And the funny thing is, we hear all these hustle narratives about the Philadelphia secondary and the Philadelphia linebackers. And the thing is, yeah, they also very talented. Like, this ain't no hustle narrative. I see Cooper DeJean do a 360 dunk. What the fuck you talking about hustle for? Like,
man. Just stereotyping. It's negative no matter what.
They be doing it. It be them doing it to themselves. I don't understand any of this, man. Like,
it's negative no matter what. Negative.
Bro, I remember when I saw was it the left tackle for the Tennessee Titans? He has the podcast, Taylor Luai, and he had broke down about how he was like, hey man, if I get beat by a brother, it's all right. But another white dude think he can beat me? Like, no, it's not going to happen. And I think about that every time TJ Watt go up against Jack Conklin, because never does Jack Conklin play better than when he goes up against another white man. Like, what? Think about his best performances this year. The Chargers. Like,
all I'm saying is 2 games against TJ, no sacks.
No 2 games against TJ, shut it down, right? Joey Bosa, shut it down. Khalil back on that other side, we could do nothing about it. Right? Like, it's nuts. Trey Henderson ain't never done nothing to us. Ain't that kind of crazy? Right? Like,
a little bit.
Like, it's kind of nuts, right?
Kind of nuts.
But all jokes aside, I don't know how we ended up getting to the Philadelphia secondary from college football. Oh, we was talking about Riley Leonard. That's what we was talking about, Riley Leonard. Who who right now has thrown for less than 3,000 yards passing this year. 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, so he's the least efficient with the ball. And like I make all these jokes, hey, he could be one of them day 3 picks the Browns snag up in the 4th, 5th round, like, depending on what his Senior Bowl looks like. But yeah, gonna be interested to see what that game looks like. And then you get the bye week schools. Let me pull that up real quick. Georgia versus that winner. We pretty sure we got Georgia. I think Boise will beat whoever wins their matchup too. I'm gonna get to the semifinal. God help them if they play Georgia. Like, oh, good Lord.
Rough. That's gonna be
hey,
rough.
But if Jetty get 200 on them, number 1 pick in the draft, baby. Number 1 pick in it. That man took Boise State.
Stop it.
Hey, if he take Boise State to the national championship, what do you think he could do for you in the NFL? All right. He got dudes from Boise out here playing in the national championship. God forbid they win, Cole. That is a ceiling raiser. Okay. That is Andrew Luck, but running the fucking ball. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, that man will change your life. Just give him a rock. You saw him at the end of that game too, telling all the people to be quiet. Leader. Stand up, gentlemen. Number 1 on my board. But let's see. Oregon plays the winner of Tennessee, Ohio State. I think Oregon's the only team that feels like the favorite in this one, right? In the college football playoff period.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was Oregon, having to play Ohio State again, not something I want to do. Not something I want to do. It's hard to beat a team twice. You know, it's hard.
I wouldn't want to play any team twice.
It's hard to beat the team twice, especially when you actually. And I know I was personally upset about that game, but you only won by what did they win by 3?
What, Ohio State or
the first Oregon Ohio State game? The Oregon won by 3.
Oregon won by 1 point. Ohio State should have won that game.
I was about to say they won by 1 game. They won by 1 point. The Ohio State should have won. Didn't even get a field goal attempt off to win the game. The
only thing I'll give Oregon is that they have properly destroyed everybody they played. like the only close game they've had this year, where they've had 2 close games, Boise State, Oregon, where they won by 3, Ohio State, where they won by 1. Everybody else, they have not gotten any of these scares in. Maybe you can count Wisconsin, right? They only beat Wisconsin by 3 points. But every time I see Oregon, they look like they're supposed to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though.
They look like the most consistent team out there. Everybody else has these wild variants that makes it hard for me to trust them in a 4-week playoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Ohio State thing is just like, I feel like they should beat Tennessee, but I cannot trust that team as long as Ryan Day is the head coach.
How's Tennessee's corners?
That's a good question.
I know they got a good line. And then Arizona State. This is the most unfortunate bye week team I think there is. Because like you get the bye week and you get to choose between like one blue blood school or the other. Like it's kind of fucking ridiculous. It's like, what the fuck? Like Boise State got SMU or Penn State. Like, okay, yeah, you could do something with that. You could believe that you could win that game. Arizona State, Texas. Well, that's just the real Big 12 championship game right there. Like,
done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Hey, Cam Scatterboo, I hope you can do it, brother. But I think we have reached peak meme with Cam Scatterboo. Like, I don't know how much further this gets you because you're not winning the silly game day with a dude named Dabo. Like,
listen, if they get Clemson, I think they can feel a lot better about that. If Clemson beats Texas and Arizona State has to play Clemson, I think you go into that game feeling like, okay, we can do something. We can make something work here. We can make something shake here. If they got to play Texas, that's over with.
It depends on which Texas team shows up. Well, yeah.
Nah, man, I think they're gonna win regardless. I think they'll win that game regardless.
When are these games? Are they next week?
No, not this week. Next week.
Okay, they're December 10th. Oh shit! Let's look at. Did the bowl schedule drop?
Yeah, I saw Colorado get the Alamo Bowl, I think it was.
Oh, they got the Alamo Bowl. That's a bowl we know, right?
Well, I'm about to say that's a priority bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
Hey, look, you
decent.
could have been in the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. Okay.
They gave him a good one.
Okay, what South Alabama versus Western Michigan? Let's see here. Oh, the Boca Raton Bowl, Western Kentucky versus James Madison. I'm here for it. Let's see. Georgia Southern versus Sam. I didn't know Georgia Southern made a bowl game. Ohio versus Jacksonville State. That should be a fun one. Big Ten champion versus was it Conference USA champion?
I just saw some. Sorry, I got distracted. I just saw some Browns news.
What?
Kadarius Toney got waived.
Did you see my post on Blue Sky that I posted at like 1:00?
No, I didn't.
It was right after I saw Kadarius Toney return the first punt, and I said we got Jameis Winston throwing passes, and we got Kadarius Toney returning punts. This is the football version of Russian roulette. And then Jameis threw an interception, and then somebody was like, "Oh wow, you spoke this negativity into existence." I'm like, if you're playing Russian roulette and somebody gets shot, is it really my fault because I pointed out that that's what they were doing? I didn't put the bullet in the chamber. I'm just like, hey, dog, they doing that. That's wild, right? Like, and then what happened at the end of the game? Kadarius Toney fumbles the punt, and then he also got a penalty.
Yeah,
taunting
while they were down.
Yeah,
has to go.
Come on.
Also, Greg Newsome, injured reserve.
Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense. Give him time to see Cam Mitchell. By the way, man, it's been a nice 4 years with Greg. He'll be somewhere else next year. It makes no sense for the Browns to keep him. It makes every piece of sense for them to trade him. All right. Tulane versus Florida. Jeez. In the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. We got in that. ESPN 2. They get Florida from ESPN for fucking Ohio and Jacksonville. That's nasty.
Florida.
Got Florida. Hey, and then round out your evening, Cole, because that Friday night you get Indiana versus Notre Dame, baby.
Notre Dame, but yeah.
And then that next Saturday, it is just straight up college football first round games. Then you get the Myrtle Beach Bowl. You get the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Okay,
that's gonna
we know
be awkward.
That one.
Yeah. Huh?
We know what I was going to say. We know that one. We know that one.
Northern Illinois versus Fresno State. So what is that? Is that MAC? Is Northern Illinois in the MAC?
I don't know.
I know Fresno State in the Mountain West. But they didn't win the Mountain West.
Northern Illinois.
I think we just talked about them. They the ones that beat they in the MAC, dog. We just talked about it. They beat Notre Dame.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did just talk about them. Yeah, we forgot just that fast. We forgot just that fast? That's crazy.
Hey. I think they also made a BCS bowl way back in the day with a quarterback who was playing street ball. You remember that? Dude from Chicago?
I think so.
It's like 40 years old or some shit like that. USF versus San Jose State. Oh, Pitt playing Toledo in a Game of Buzz Sports Bowl. I don't know what that's about. Who sponsored these? The Rate Bowl, the 68 Ventures Bowl. What is this? Yeah. Hey, this is a crazy bowl game sponsor. I'm sorry. Like, we got to acknowledge this. The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. That's nasty.
That's gross, actually.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah. Got Oklahoma playing Navy.
Okay.
Yo, we got AutoZone Bowl. That's kind of like the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Okay, yeah, that's normal. The DirecTV Holiday Bowl. Okay, normal.
Okay.
The SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Is that a fucking trucking company?
I have no idea what that is.
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl. I didn't know somebody owned a trademark over wasabi.
Shout out Wasabi. Wasabi's great.
Oh, I was at the restaurant. Why are they sponsoring a bowl game, man? Who was on the fence about going to Wasabi? Was like, hey, man, they sponsoring UConn versus North Carolina. We got to go now.
North Carolina. Bill B on the way.
Hey, we're going to talk about that too. Bad Boy Mowers. What the fuck?
I don't know what that is.
That's the Pinstripe Bowl.
Okay.
Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. We know the Pop-Tart Bowl. We got Iowa State versus Miami. Damn.
No, why you say damn like that?
Miami win. Miami and Iowa State were like one game away from being in the big dance, and now they get to eat the fucking Pop-Tart. Like that's crazy.
Listen,
that's so nasty. Kyle McCord got the motherfuckers eating Pop-Tarts. Like Haynes King and Kyle McCord made them go from being a bye-week team in a college football playoff, and now they out here on December 28th eating Pop-Tarts in Florida. Ugh, that's nasty. That's so gross.
Hey, don't lose to Georgia Tech. Don't lose to Syracuse.
Hey, dog, did you know Snoop Dogg got a bowl?
That's the least surprising thing ever.
Snoop Dogg, Arizona Bowl, Miami of Ohio versus Colorado State. It's like the evil versions of both the schools that you cheered for are in that game.
Like, hey man, you see who was the MAC? You see who was the MAC champion? That's all I'm gonna say. You see who was the MAC champion?
The Go Bowling Military Bowl. I'm just glad that Lockheed Martin did not sponsor this one too. or Boeing. Like, they just got the complex out here in broad daylight. Like, why are you advertising that, dog? Like,
man, the Lockheed Martin Bowl is just the
Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. They are guaranteed to get a service academy in that bowl game, dog.
That is just,
it's crazy, right?
it's insane. That's insane.
Valero, Alamo Bowl, BYU versus Colorado. Okay, so what we all hope the Big 12 championship would be. It'd be fun if anybody plays in Colorado, that is, or BYU. The Radiance Tech Independence Bowl. Got Marshall versus Army. Army deserves so much fucking better than that, dog. Like, they could have even get the Industrial Complex Bowl game. Like, that's crazy.
Man,
they got to go to Shreveport, Louisiana to play Marshall.
They were supposed to get a good. They should have at least got a good bowl game.
Yeah, I know, right? They were such a fun, respectable team too this year. It's crazy. This is crazy. The Trans Perfect Music City Bowl, the Reliquest Bowl, the Tony the Tiger Son Bowl. I gotta admit, that's fun. Like,
I'm about to say, don't even try to hate on that. Don't even try to hate on that.
I gotta admit, that's fun. This is the most gross bowl name, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Pick one.
Yeah, there's nothing citrus about Cheez-Its.
Yeah, it's just gross. It's a gross combination. I don't want to drink orange juice about Cheez-Its. If somebody did that to me, I predict they'd become a serial killer. Somebody ate some Cheez-Its with some orange juice. It's fucking crazy.
That's something that only a pregnant woman will put together. I was orange juice and I was Cheez-Its. I'm like, okay, baby on the way for sure.
That's some shit that Taco Bell would roll out on the menu. Like, yeah, let's see what it looks like. You know, yeah, it's gross, but it's gonna be South Carolina versus Illinois, so it should be a good game. Kinder's Texas Bowl. Who the fuck is this company?
I have no idea.
And we ain't gonna know nothing about it after we watch this game. Like, We just gonna skip all that shit because it's like 5 other bowl games on at the same time. Multi-view, man. Like I'm not about to find nothing about your company. You got the quarterfinal Fiesta Bowl, Boise State versus the winner of SMU Penn State. That's nasty. They even give the Fiesta Bowl to the team in Arizona. Arizona State got fucked. Then they get the Peach Bowl, dog. That's nasty. Listen. You know how many if Clemson wins that game, you know how many people from South Carolina gonna be at the Peach Bowl?
Set them up.
Well, like half of Atlanta, Georgia is people from South Carolina. like
I said, man, set them boys up to fail.
Yeah. Ooh, Ohio State versus Oregon would be a fun Rose Bowl game, though.
Yeah, 100%.
And in the Sugar Bowl, whatever pretender gets smacked up by Georgia. It's a damn shame that we go do that to some of them boys. The Gator Bowl, Duke versus Ole Miss. Hey, bro, why did they got North Texas and Texas State playing in this fucking bowl game in January 3rd? Like, why are we stretching this out? Like,
no idea.
Like, I bet Buffalo and Liberty got to play January 4th. The Bahamas Bowl. Well, at least you get to go to the Bahamas, though. Yep, and that's all the Duke Mayo Bowl, which is the worst bowl game because the winner gets dumped in mayonnaise. Let me tell you something. There is no celebration that includes me putting the remedy for lice on me. like, are you for real? Like, dump me with some mayo. And that can have some problematic contexts. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm just gonna stop.
No, I don't even think we on the same page with that one, but yeah, still same principle applies.
I was like, let's just stop right there.
Dumping people with mayonnaise. Who thought of that? Connor.
Like, let's just move on.
I know it wasn't no Sean that started that shit. Like,
okay, we get it.
Hey, bro, we're gonna win this game and we're gonna dump you with mayonnaise. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you imagine Mike Tomlin winning the Duke Mayo Bowl? Get the fuck out of my face.
No. Or Deion Sanders, or none of them black head coaches.
Somebody said, "Oh, Deion gonna be in the Duke Mayo Bowl." No, the fuck he not. Like, what are you talking about? You think Deion Sanders about to get doused with mayonnaise? Get the fuck out of here! No. You better dunk somebody else in that bullshit. Dunk the loser in mayo. That makes more sense, right? It's one of them things like Nickelodeon slime. How did this become something for the winner? Like, you're supposed to get slimed if you the loser. That's the punishment. You get an answer wrong, slime. Now we out here sliming the winners. It makes no sense. Let's talk about the Browns quarterback situation.
Speaking of losers. Oh, man.
Where are you at? Because I know you were very much like, oh, yeah, we should just lock this thing up with Jameis for a couple of years. Like, earlier in this run.
1 + 1. 1 + 1.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I'm just gonna be very honest with folk. It don't feel like this thing gonna last much longer than this season with him and Kevin.
Oh yeah, we've become privy to some information.
Yeah, man. I mean, we don't even gotta be privy to the information, man. We know who Kevin likes. We know what Kevin don't like.
Oh, we definitely know who Kevin doesn't like now.
Like,
it's over with. It's over with.
And my whole thing with Jameis Winston, though, like, on a serious note, he is a very unserious person.
Yes.
Who plays the most serious position in football. That is a combination that's just not meant to last long.
Yeah, like, it's fine when you already 1-6.
It's fine when your season's unserious. Yeah,
when your season's over, it's fine.
Yeah, you start out, 0-3, and he out there on Thursday Night Football eating W's. You don't get the fuck out of here with all that bullshit, Jameis. Like, no. So yeah, that Jameis Winston, I don't know if that's even a viable. Well, if you're gonna do Jameis, you got to have somebody else you can switch to.
Yeah,
you got to get Jacoby Brissett or somebody like that. Look, if I'm the Browns, I look at these next two draft classes, and I think I don't see anybody here that I'm like, oh, that's going to be the answer. Like, I don't think Shador is the answer at quarterback. I don't think Cam Ward is the answer at quarterback. I don't think Jalen Milroe is the answer at quarterback. I don't see anybody who's going to be the answer that makes sense to commit 3 years around because they're that good of a prospect. And I don't quite frankly see it in next year's draft class either. What I do see, though, in next year's draft class are a lot of people who could be eyed. And maybe eyed is just what the Browns need for a little while. Like, I think there's a possibility of that. I know a lot of people turn their nose up at Carson Beck because of the season that he's had, and he didn't do himself any favors in that game that he had on Saturday. But I still think it's enough of a fit that if you get it in the right spot, it makes sense. Like, it's a lot of round 3, day 3 here that I think could work out for you if it's a short-term kind of thing where you're just like, let's have a quarterback so we can keep our jobs and win enough games. And then once the right guy becomes available, you go out and get him, right? It's the Alex Smith, the Pat Mahomes strategy, where it's like, all right, well, Alex Smith, he's only really good enough to get you to the second round of the playoff on a good year. But you're going to keep him there so you can continue to win. And then if you see somebody you like, you want to take a chance on in a draft, right? Let's say you do that for a couple of years, you get to 2027, and for whatever reason, Lagway falls a little bit out the top 5, or, you know, maybe you like Lenore Sellers and he's in that draft class or something like that, right? Like one of these classes where there's multiple guys and you decide, hey, that's the guy we want. You go out and get him. And then that's how you have to go about it. But you can't simply wait. Like, I don't think the Browns have the luxury of like, all right, we're just going to not do nothing until 2027. Can't do that.
No, they can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Because you have to win a certain amount of games to keep your job. Right. And this whole thing makes no sense if you're not keeping, like, if Kevin and whoever the general manager, Andrew Berry, get fired, then you're resetting everything that you built the quarterback position around. So it makes no, like, you got to build the cocoon for the quarterback room. You got to build the cocoon for whoever you're going to bring in. And it might just be that, hey, you're going to put some mid out there. And look, mid get the job done. Right. It's just not what you want. Right. But, you know, it's good in the stretch. It's good in the pinch, right? It's not Reggie. It can get the job done. Shout out Bo Body on that because he always goes to that. But mid's all right, right? It's like Little Caesar's Pizza or Olive Garden, right? Or any other chain restaurant. It's like, all right, man, you know, you need a dinner. You in a quick spot. It works, right? Maybe you get some mid here, right? Maybe you get your Bo Nix, where the fuck it is that you want to get out of this class. Now, obviously, I still think that eventually it's going to matter that they drafted Bo Nix 12th overall. Like, I just can't imagine that that's never going to matter. Like, I would not
right now.
I would not do
it
right
now.
Huh?
It says it's working out right now. You know what I'm saying? It's working out right now.
Yeah, and it might talk, but like if you get Dylan Gabriel in the 4th, there's a chance that could be some mid for you for a couple years. If you the Browns, like, you know, if you get some mid under a rookie contract that can start for you, that's not a bad spot because you get somebody on a rookie deal while you get to wash out the Watson contract. You're adding no money to the back end. And then once you're out of that Watson contract in 2027, you still have a quarterback for the next 2 years undervalued that you can throw some stuff around, see what you got. And then, like, once you get to 2027 draft class, you got the guy you really want, and you go out get that motherfucker. And then you roll on another rookie window. So I get that we're in this space where we're judging all of these quarterbacks that we look at, and we're saying, are they first round picks? None of them are first round picks. Maybe Shador Sanders, but even then, I'm like, in a better class, I don't know if he's a first round pick. That's just
in this class, he's a first round pick.
In this class, yeah, for sure. He's the most normal quarterback prospect. Like, there's not a lot of, like, when you look at Jalen Milroe, there's a lot of, oh man, you got to hope that gets better. Right. There's a lot of that in the Jalen Milroe tape. Right. There's a lot of hoping in there. With Deion's son, it's more about projecting than hoping. And that's why he's a first round pick. But in a better class, I don't know if he's a first round pick. And I get that we've been viewing that from that lens so long. But the thing I guess I made the mistake on with Bo Nix was like, I saw him as mid, and then I wrote him off and thought he would never be useful again. But maybe I'm too hard on mid, right? Maybe it's like, okay, mid can be useful in certain situations. Mid can be useful in certain rounds. But I just don't think you should be drafting mid in the first round. You know, second round, third round, you get some mid. Like you get mid all the time in the second and third round. Honestly, you get mid in the fourth round. You're pretty happy with that. like, think about this. Greg Newsome, pretty mid, right? Like we could agree. Mid. If he was a fourth round pick, we'd be like, hey man, it's not a bad pick.
Yeah, but when you mid and you're a first rounder, it's like,
yeah, when you mid and it's a first rounder, it's a disappointment. Kirk Cousins, he's the most mid, right? Fourth round pick though. Like, it's pretty good for mid. Hey, Andy Dalton, we never once thought about it. Second round pick. Pretty good. Like, so that's my thing with this class. I don't think there's a franchise guy in here. I think there might be somebody who could be, you can make the argument will be on the fringes of franchise, potentially with Shador. But everybody else is in the mid category. And if that causes the price of mid to go down to like the third, fourth round, I think ultimately that's a good thing for the Browns. Because what they might need right now is some mid for a couple of years. And like, let's be honest here in Cleveland, we get some mid, dog. We're not going to know the difference from the gas. This ain't California. Like, we not exposed. like, we just going to know it smell better than that Reggie we've been running out there, right? Like,
this is the greatest comparisons of all time going on right now. The greatest comparisons of all time.
Hey, someone said Herbert out of college was thought to be his mid. Kind of. The question was like, he did mid shit at Oregon. Like he did all the stuff that we did not like about Dylan Gabriel doing and Bo Nix, but then we just found out he's very talented outside of what he has to do at Oregon. And you can kind of tell because he wasn't like a fifth-year senior who had been a bunch of different places that you saw do a bunch of different things, right? He was a young dude who we just saw get put in the system. And then obviously in the draft process, we were like, oh no, he might be much better than that. But yeah, that's my thing about the mid. It's like, yeah, I get it. They're mid. This class is certified mid at quarterback. But I don't think we should erase the value of like hitting on some mid if you're the Cleveland Browns at quarterback, because honestly, it seems like you need some mid right now, because when you think about smoking that Jameis, like
it's something about watching Jameis Winston play football that is just so like I can't live like this, bro. I can't live like this in a normal season. Like I said, when you start 1-6 and the season's already effectively over, and then you put Jameis out there, okay, cool. It's gonna be entertaining. We're gonna laugh. That's fine. But going forward, bro, and I'll say this too before I say what I'm about to say. If I have to pick between Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston, picking Jameis every single time.
But that's like picking between jail and freedom. Like, what kind of choice is that?
I'm just saying, because I don't know what the alternative is going forward. It's not clear yet. That's
it's
what I'm saying.
Some version of not Deshaun Watson or Jameis Winston, but it ain't gonna be Deshaun.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if those are my only options, if those are the only feasible options here, then yeah, bring Jameis back. I'm fine with that.
Like somebody said, it's better to have a DTR, right? But like, yeah, you should go in with DTR being one of your serious options.
But there's just something about watching Jameis play football that it's just like it's you gotta watch it to really understand it. It's hard to put into words. Like that touchdown pass to Jerry Jeudy, I was like, yo. Okay, he got outside the pocket. He made something happen. That's okay, cool. And then he throws a pick to Keanu Benton on the screen when any other normal quarterback would just throw that ball in the dirt. I watched Russ do it at least 2 times the same game. He just threw the ball. Miles is there, throwing the ball.
Or just take the sack.
or take the sack. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he was like, nope, I got it. And just throws the ball to the defense directly at the defensive line.
At his face. Yes.
At his face. I can't live like this. And neither can Kevin Stefanski.
No, I think the more and more I think about it, I'm like, it's not a coincidence that he gave up the play calling once he knew he was starting Jameis. And I think this was him trying to be like, I'm trying to be as separated from this so I don't get angry. Right? But at the end of the day, you want to win, and Jameis be throwing red zone interceptions. That's the thing that drives me crazy. It's like, where are these interceptions happening? He's throwing like 4 red zone interceptions. That's a crazy number. Like that, if you ever wondered what separated Jameis Winston from Baker Mayfield, Baker Mayfield did not throw a ton of red zone interceptions, to give him credit. He was not very effective in the red zone at times, but he did not throw red zone interceptions. So you can get your field goal, whatever you wanted with him. And that made him much more of a winning quarterback, still to this day, right? He still don't throw that many red zone interceptions. Jameis throw all the red zone interceptions. He throw red zone interceptions I didn't know could happen.
He throws red zone pick sixes. I can't live like that. You cannot live like that, bro. I'm sorry. You can't do it. Credit to Jameis. He asked the Lord to deliver him from pick sixes, and he didn't throw a pick six in the game.
And Mike brings up a great point. Hey, Baker do be throwing all them interceptions. But where them interceptions happen, dog, it matters. By the way, I think Jameis is 8th in the NFL in total interceptions. He climbing. He coming. Like
he gonna be number 1. He gonna be if he starts the rest of the season, he gonna be number 1 for sure.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh, we should have kept Baker Mayfield or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, if you want to know why Jameis has not been able to start consistently despite having the same interception flaws as Baker Mayfield, it is because this man throws worse interceptions.
The worst.
Yeah.
The worst interceptions. He don't even throw interceptions because, you know, like the way that Jameis plays, you would think that he would throw interceptions like 40 or 50 yards, like 30, 40, 50 yards downfield when he's trying to connect on something. Those are interceptions. You could at least live with that. You know what I'm saying?
About this. My man's thrown 9 interceptions and none of them been tipped off. Like none of them have been tipped ball. So like the ball is bouncing his way and he's throwing 9 interceptions. That's what I'm saying. Like usually when you throw this many interceptions, it's like a couple in there. You're like, that's not his fault. Somebody tipped it. And then you get to have that argument. Again, another famous staple of Baker Mayfield, right? Yeah, the interceptions be happening.
Hella tip
ball interceptions, though.
Hella unlucky interceptions, just straight up unlucky. Unlucky
staple. He ball be bouncing, right? This ain't even that, man. God trying to help him, and these interceptions are still happening, dog. Like he got angels in the outfield, and it's still like, can't fix that one.
And I cannot stress enough, the worst interceptions you can possibly throw in an NFL game is what Jameis Winston gives you every week. How the fuck do you throw a pick on a screen? You threw it to the defensive line. How do you do these things? Like he throws interceptions that boggle the mind. How did you do this?
Jameis Winston throws elite touchdown passes at times, and he also throws elite level interceptions. Like the elite level interceptions.
Keanu Benton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you are just as amazed as some of these interceptions that Jameis has thrown as you are with like when Pat Mahomes does something crazy. Like
how do you throw a pick to the one technique? How do you do
Hey, to be fair though, Keanu Benton was doing this fucking thing on that play. Like Keanu Benton looked like everything I wanted coming out the Senior Bowl with that play. But yeah, you got a point. He should never threw it.
I wanted the Browns to draft him so bad. I wanted the Browns to draft
I wanted Nick Herbig too.
Bad. You and Corey was on that. Like, hey, go get Nick.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Get Nick Herbig, Roger Rosengarten. Everybody I love still in this fucking division. Travis Jones. Like,
hey man, I thought the Browns were gonna take Jermaine Burton. He on the Bengals. He ain't doing nothing.
Oof. Well, I mean, you know why, right? Oh yeah, you don't know? He got beef with his staff.
Oh,
already. Yeah. It seems like that was a serious concern. And you know what? Glad the Browns didn't do it because we don't need another.
Yeah, we can't. We can't have that. We can't.
We cannot need. We are good on all of that. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I think I've been looking at these quarterbacks and the plan for quarterback and thinking to myself, can these quarterbacks be franchised? And that is a bar that these dudes in the 2025 class cannot hold up to. Now, if you ask them, can they be some mid? Cool, but you gotta buy mid at mid prices.
Yeah, no Drew Allure in the first round. I see y'all.
Can't be out here trying to pay $200 for a gram, okay? Like, for an eighth. Like, nah. All right.
Oh man,
can't be out here doing that, right? Like, gotta make sure the price is right for the brand of mid. Like Dylan Gabriel, don't want to hear nothing about it till day 3, right? Day 3, I'll accept the Dylan Gabriel submissions, right? Carson Beck, okay. I don't know if you do it with your first, second round pick, but if you could get back in the second round or with your second, third round pick, maybe, you know.
I ain't taking Carson Beck in second round.
I just don't have that strong of opinion against Carson Beck. I can't get up to it. I get why people. Nah, I'm like, the tape was good enough last year, and like I'm gonna be honest, them wide receivers at Georgia are ass.
They are.
They're terrible.
Carson Beck got,
and like sometimes it really don't be Carson Beck's fault. like the ball be dropping right there. I'll be like, yo, he just sucks. Like, who is number 11 on Georgia? Shittiest wide receiver I've ever seen in my life.
No, they suck. It depends.
That man got to hit the portal, right? Like, he got to go after this year.
100%. And plus, he just got hurt. He just got hurt too, so it's like,
bro, hit the portal. They gotta have somebody better. Like that's my thing with this year of Carson Beck. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. They're just so bad off. Like the wide receivers are bad. The offensive line isn't as good as it was last year. They lost a couple people to the NFL. They did not replace them with that many NFL players. Like, there's a reason I think the level of film dropped on him that I think could be excusable. So it's like, what did you think about him before then? And I thought he was overhyped before then. Like when people are saying he's the number 1 overall pick, he always made sense to me as a mid-second round guy. Like mid-second round, definitely like you get him in the 3rd round. Okay. Like I'm pretty cool with that. And that's kind of where he's sitting at right now. You get him round 3. Some might say it's a little early. I'm fine being a little early, right? I think there's enough talent there.
Yeah, I guess. Q. I think you froze. Did you freeze or did I freeze? No, you froze. You froze. Okay.
If it works out, you look good. So, and they.
You just went like.
Yeah, it did the same thing for you too.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, oh,
yeah.
I was like, who's that? Who is that?
It's all coming down. Let's go ahead and switch to Bill Belichick. Have you read this thread? Bill Belichick could take the UNC job. Now,
for what I saw, he's gonna take it. It's just up to them if he's gonna accept, if they're gonna, roll with what he's demanding here.
Okay. So let me read out the thread. Shout out to Ali Connolly. This is who this come from. Update. Bill Belichick has agreed to become the next UNC coach. Bill handed the school a 400-page organizational Bible. That's in quotes. So that's definitely what it's called. With structure, payment plans, staffing choices, etc., decisions on whether to commit with USC. He is expected to know the decision within 24 hours. Belichick's Bible will require historic levels of investment from the school, include salary minimum position by position, and a willingness to hire 2 staffs. 1, a coaching staff ran by Bill Belichick, and then 2, a recruitment staff by a sitting college GM who would require a buyout. You know what these GMs are in college, right?
Not really.
Okay, so college football, this is a new position popping up called general manager. And basically what a general manager does is handle all the NIL, all the recruit wrangling, all the shit that coaches have been complaining they don't want to do. That's basically the job of the GM. So like Hugh Jackson does that for Georgia State. Like that's what a GM is, right? So Bill's still recruiting the players, but the GM is the one. Basically, they just legalized the bag man. Okay, like that's a way to look at it. He's a legal bag man that has some more power and some more control over recruiting. And that's so Bill doesn't have to deal with as much of this, right? If you're an agent, you want to talk to the school about something, you don't talk to Bill, you talk to the GM. Okay. Belichick has a college and pro version of this updated manual and has shared it with other schools and NFL teams. But he drafted a new one specific to UNC that touched on every aspect of the program and school and will need signed off from the athletic director, chancellor, trustees, and booster. There's already been pushback from a group of 13 trustees with input to the wider faculty. The investment will overhaul the school's approach to football. Belichick is unsure the school will meet the demands, and he is unwilling to negotiate. Fascinating.
Definitely fascinating. I think they're going to agree to his demands because the UNC football program has not, I mean, it's not something that we care about, to be completely honest. UNC is a basketball school. It's always been a basketball school. This is an opportunity to become a football school, especially if Bill Belichick's the head coach. Like there's going to be, you're gonna get a whole bunch of eyes on you. Like the games are probably gonna be more prominent now because Bill's there. It's gonna be somewhat similar to what Deion is to Colorado, I would think.
Except for one very important thing. When you think of Deion Sanders, you think fun, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
When you think of Bill Belichick, you think about fun. You think about cool.
It's strict.
Yeah,
rules. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bill Belichick would make sense if he tried to recruit the same type of people who go to service academies, right? Because that is what they are looking for: strict, discipline, desire, hunger, winning, victory, right? In college, though, like. Wait, you want to send me to military school, basically?
No, but did you hear what Bill was saying about? Because I think he was on the Pat McAfee show talking about potentially coaching in college, and he was basically saying like, "Oh, the program I run would be, getting these college players ready to play in the NFL and play in the NFL at a high level." It's like I know exactly what you need to do.
But we've seen what you've done with college players that you try to get to play in the NFL at a high level. The track record isn't great. Let me tell you what I'm not about to do with the first hot Bill Belichick recruit. I'm not drafting that motherfucker. What? Are you crazy? Everything. Bill like Dr. Dre, right? Where Dr. Dre can make somebody seem great on the album when you working with Dr. Dre, but they don't work with Dr. Dre, it sound like ass. I'm not about to draft that dude. Look, have you ever tried to draft a Nick Saban offensive lineman? This shit is a disaster every time, bro. Every time.
I immediately thought about Jet Wills, and I was like, yep.
Jonah, right? Like, literally go through Evan Neal. Like, yeah, literally all of them. Chance Warmack.
Where's Chance Warmack even at?
Yeah, he ain't even in the league anymore, dog. Like, he was a generational guard prospect. He not even here no more. This is what I'm saying. Who gonna be dumb enough to fall for that? Well, I don't want to ask that question because you know what, a lot of people gonna fall for that, right? Oh, it's Bill Belichick. I'm gonna send my kid there. They're gonna learn how to be champions.
I'm telling you, he go get recruits. He's 100% go get recruits.
You know what else he gonna get? A heavy flow of people coming out the transfer portal. It's gonna be 1 year in, 1 year out. Whoa! You know what Bill Belichick would be good for? Like third year guys who want to transfer portal somewhere and win now. That's just gonna be what that becomes, right? Like, I feel like this is the obvious. You think Bill Belichick about to be out here having a 4-year relationship with some 18-year-old talk about skibbity toilet? Like, you think that's what Bill out here trying to do? No, man. Bill gonna have the oldest people in college football consistently transfer in so he can go out there and win the Duke Mayo Bowl. Like, because them teams gonna be like 9-3.
I'm interested to see how it's gonna go. I really am. I'm interested to see how it's gonna go.
Everything that imploded with him in New England was once it mattered that he was drafting all of these guys and developing them. like everything, just like a huge arrow that points to, hey, this is why I failed.
No, we gotta go look at some of these Bill Belichick drafts.
Oh, you want to look at them?
I gotta look at them. I gotta look at these drafts, man. Bill Belichick drafts.
No,
top pages. Oh man,
think about this. That Patriot way was so unappealing. It was hard to get people to be paid millions of dollars to go there and do it. And this were grown ass men who cared about their legacy, Cole. You telling me right now you will get an 18-year-old to do this shit for free?
Man, what was Bill's last draft?
It was 2022, right?
2020. It had to be 2022.
I don't know. Nutty. He drafted Pierre Strong. I forgot about that.
Explain so much.
Zach
Man. Cole Strange, first round.
Oh yeah, Mac Jones, pick 15.
Tyquan Thornton, who they just waived.
Brother, I am seeing no names of no. Wait, Kyle Duggar.
Kyle Duggar's good.
Yeah.
Christian Barmore. I feel like is Christian Barmore, is he the one? Is he the defensive lineman they got that's good? Let me see.
He started 6 games last year, and he's played in 3 games this year. So I don't think he's the guy. He started 11 games in 4 years.
Oof. Let me see.
Hey man, everything about Bill Belichick says he don't know how to connect with the youth of our age, Cole. Like, it seemed like once he got out of Gen X and he started hitting the millennials, he started hitting the wall on how to develop these dudes. And he ain't dealing with millennials no more. He dealing with the end of Gen Z and Gen A. He ain't got a shot.
Yeah.
He don't stand. He don't stand.
Did he draft Josh Uche?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a decent pick. That's not a terrible pick.
Mm-hmm.
Did he draft N'Keal Harry?
Yes, he did.
Oh.
Isaiah Wynn.
Chase Winovich.
Oof.
Jared Stidham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these drafts are very unimpressive.
Extremely unimpressive.
Again, this is the dude. We y'all about to at UNC. And let me tell you something about UNC, dog. Dion could be at UNC. you ain't never gonna make the fucking basketball not be the most important thing at UNC. You still gonna be secondary. It's like every time Indiana try to get it cracking at football. Like, yeah, they getting excited about Indiana making the playoffs right now, but you know what they thinking, Cole? Wouldn't mind this shit's up because basketball season's right around the corner. When that start? When is college? Did it already start?
Already started.
Yeah. Like, hey, man, whatever IU football is doing, y'all got to get that shit wrapped up by the Big Ten tournament. Or else ain't nobody gonna care.
Listen, it'll be wrapped up before March Madness. That's all that matters.
Hey, nah, they care about them tournaments. They care about their rivalry. They don't give about none of this football stuff, man. They don't care about any of it. And that's the thing with UNC. It's like, oh yeah, Bill Belichick's there. Cool. They ain't gonna change nothing about how UNC operates. They're not about to become a football school. They don't even want to become a football school. What about how UNC is going about their programs and been like, oh yeah, that's what we want to focus on, football? Like, no, they hoop.
That's what Bill said. We trying to change that. We're gonna change everything. We're gonna change everything.
And Bill about to find out real hard that, you know, he got all these accomplishments, but it ain't got nothing on institutional power. Right? Like, shout out to Drake. Okay. Thought he was the machine. Found out you were just a cog. Okay.
A very expensive cog, but a cog nonetheless.
Hey, look, you know, they had to bring in somebody to take you out. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, man. Yeah, all this for UNC to be 9-3. Like, it ain't going to, dog, they had Mac Brown. You remember that? They had Mac Brown not that long ago.
That's true.
Did it change anything about what UNC is?
No, it did not.
You know, this ain't going to change nothing. I don't know why they keep trying. They keep getting caught cheating at football. Why are they doing this? Remember they got the UNC football scandal? They got caught. It was like Eric Ebron never took a real class. Yeah.
I forgot about that. Dude, they was all like general education majors or something like that.
Yeah, general studies.
Oh man,
making like, a study hall. Like, only thing he learned in college was how to turn in shit on Blackboard, right? Like, that's it. But again, did it change nothing for the fortune of UNC football? What are they even trying to accomplish here? Like, there's got to be some people on that board being like, bro, what we doing? Like, what we doing? Well, I don't know. I just don't see the reason for it. Like, do we need this? Who's this going to benefit? Why would UNC of all schools be this? Like, I can see a school that is desperate to compete. USC, right? They're thirsty to be good at football. Maybe they would do something like this, right? Like, who's another school that used to be? Nebraska. Oh, yeah. Nebraska guy, we'll do what you want, Bill, written all over them, right? Like, Texas Tech, right? Like any of them other non-Baylor, all them other non-Texas schools. Florida, not Florida A&M, Texas A&M too, got that written all over them. But like, why the fuck would UNC got something to be proud of, man? Like, why would they do this? Why do they continue to do this for football? They keep embarrassing themselves. It's like, why? Well, you gonna hire fucking John Gruden next if this don't work?
Maybe.
By the way, what did the Jaguars hire John Gruden? JP might have to be a permanent fixture on this show.
It's like poor JP. Poor JP.
I feel bad now, like when bad things happen to the Jaguars. I'm like, man, I know somebody that's got to watch that. Like,
no, if they hired John Gruden, I would literally go live every Sunday with JP. Like, JP, how you feeling?
Dog, I would even want to put that shit on live. I'm like, bro, we just here to talk. Like, this is brutal.
We 100% put that on live. Like, hey, JP, the Jacks just to let the Jacks show up by 21 to the Raiders.
I swear to God, I was not even all Blue Sky. I was like, I was watching something, And then I think it popped up on my timeline that like Mac Jones had like thrown the interception. I could hear JP tweet about it. And then I checked the fucking timeline. And JP's Mac Jones is the worst fucking quarterback of all time.
He'd be so angry, bro.
And that's the thing. I feel so bad. Like, bro, at least we get Jameis and like there's some fun to be had. Mac Jones is no fun at all, dog. Like,
literally.
Yeah, it's just ugh. But let me not laugh too hard because you know what I ain't trying to get caught with. That fucking Mac Jones life. Nah. Save that over there, Kevin. Like,
please.
Don't also, I don't know if I brought it up on this show, but this is the show where I will bring it up. Hey, you know when you know it's over with Deshaun? If they take the 3rd round pick, Carson Beck. If they take the 3rd round pick, Riley Leonard. If they take with the 3rd round pick, Drew Aller. They take a Big Ten quarterback in day 1 or 2 of the draft. Oh yeah. Oh, that is a significant change to what the policy had been. Okay.
No more melanated and mobile. That is over with.
Yeah,
that is done. That is done.
Black ups, like hey, look, it's how I know they don't really believe in Jameis like that. They got Bailey Zapp on the roster right now. I'm like, yeah, okay, I know what that is. Because look, I go through my comment section. I see a couple comments every video. Why we don't just put in Bailey Zapp? They just skip right over DTR. Yep. Every video, I'm like, yeah, somebody go talk about Bailey Zapp.
Woo, policy change. It is what it is.
Hey, bro, Deshaun gonna know. Oh, can't go back.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is DEI is getting cut everywhere.
Deshaun gonna come back, and it's gonna be no ball caps, no jerseys, no cut jeans. Like the Browns gonna have a dress code at Paris. He gonna come back and realize they got somebody working the front door now. He's like, what the fuck is this?
He gonna be like,
no camo fatigues, man. Like,
he gonna be like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, no Timbs.
Those Jordans? Nah.
The dress code, look, the guideline for the dress code is gonna be a picture of Deshaun Watson. Yeah, that's the kind of year he had, man. He gonna come back. There's gonna be a dress code on the fucking door.
Oh man, you talking about you say there's gonna be no smoking signs posted throughout the facility?
Oh no, worse. No loitering. Yeah. Hi, you're on camera type shit. You see them signs? Like, yeah. It's gonna be well lit. Like, what Drake saying to Migos, this is a gated community. Please get the fuck off the property. Like, he gonna be like, my badge don't work for the parking lot no more. Oh no, you park in general. You got a meeting? What you need more than 30-minute parking for? Like, Deshaun show up to visit Maria, he get a boot on his car type shit. Like,
damn.
For an office person, like, damn, man, I can't do nothing about that. That's a different company. Right? Like,
that switch up from Andrew Berry gonna be crazy.
Huh?
That switch up from Andrew Berry gonna be crazy.
Hey, bro, I feel like it's already happened. I think it's already gone down. I think if my best guess is that Deshaun Watson world is pretty lonely right now.
I mean, he was on vacation. He was on vacation having a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He's going to be the first player that actually, like, people are like, nah, I don't mind that he's on vacation during the season when he's supposed to be getting healthy. Like, we'd be like, yeah, put him on IR for the whole season. Oh, he in Ibiza? Don't care. Cool. Like,
it's nice this time of year.
Yeah, dope. Yeah, the winter time's the right time to go to the southern hemisphere. I don't blame him.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. We'll do the West African trip. Yeah, go ahead and do that, bro. I'm proud of you. Happy for you. You know, like, do that thing, brother. But as long as you ain't here, okay. Like,
as long as you
Andrew
ain't
Berry
here.
gonna be in there like, hey man, the way I see it, you got hurt on company time. You should get healthy on company time, you know? Fuck these corporations.
The face of the corporation.
The steward of the corporation.
The steward.
Hey,
now and for the foreseeable future.
You ever have somebody suggest you take PTO? Like,
You're working so hard, man. What's the last time you took a day off? What's the last time you took a day off?
Yeah. Take 3 months. Like, I'll give you some of my PTO.
You deserve it, man. You're working so hard. You deserve it.
Yeah, bro. Go see all the capitals. You know, like, you know, I got cruise tickets. Like,
oh my god,
it's gonna be that kind of year, bro. It's gonna be that kind of year.
Hey, don't let the Browns draft Drew Allure. Don't let them do that.
Oh, that would just look. Drew Allure would be brought in to be the hitman, because I don't even think they would draft him thinking that he gonna be the dude that takes over eventually. It just be like, hey, he gonna make sure ain't no energy left for you. Okay, like that's they're like, hey, we got Drew Allure, so if you come back, I'm just gonna tell you, we gonna say it's an open competition. If Deshaun, if he's smart, will look at that situation and go, they already hate me enough. Because what's the benefit for Deshaun? He work off this Achilles, play again, and get booed in his return from an Achilles injury?
And he is absolutely going to get booed. Absolutely, no question.
Yeah, don't make us have to put him in when we like 5-2 and something like that, and we got Deshaun Watson coming out there going 3 and out.
Like, it's gonna be so bad.
Bro, that game ain't gonna finish. It's gonna be a riot.
Oh man, that Drew Allure draft video getting taken by the hometown team. Oh man, I'd be like, it's over.
Oh, don't let us find out somebody in this class grew up as a Browns fan.
Drew, you
think he grew up as a Browns fan?
Yeah, 100%. You haven't seen that picture of him in a Browns t-shirt getting on the Penn State bus?
Well, let me see. Oh, wait, he wore it in college? So like he actually still a Browns fan?
Yes. Openly.
Hate to have that young man have his heart broken when he realizes that he is not the guy who could change the narrative.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if they took him just off the string. 3rd round, yeah, we're gonna do this.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna come out this year, right? I don't know if he going to run on the CFP. He might get that call. And, hey, bro, you could be, because like this class is so wide open. He's one good, like if he goes on the CFP running like no, and Penn State almost wins the national championship, he could get taken in the 1st round.
If I was advising him, I would tell him to go back to school.
It depends on what you do, because Penn State's unserious, so there's no guarantee they're going to be this good again next year. So like you might want to cash out. That's all I'm saying.
I heard they might try to throw him a bag to stay.
Yeah, it depends on what that bag is, but like I don't know how deep Penn State's pockets are. I don't know what they produce.
I don't know how deep their pockets are either, but I heard they go try to give him back to stay. My thing is that like if he were to come out, like if they get smoked first game,
yeah, he got to stay.
And he goes and he tries to come out, he's gonna be a 4th round pick, 3rd round pick.
Yeah. But if he gets like the championship game, big dude, athletic, gonna look great in the combine, he'll get like an early 2nd grade.
He can throw that thing. He get
like an early 2nd grade. Thing is, a lot of dudes might come out this year because it's such a weak class, and they think they're the ones. And
they can push, and I can push you back down. It's like, we're good.
Yeah, because if it's like 2027 is going to be one that's hard for a lot of people to come out, because it's going to be like 8 dudes. They're going to like jam up the 1st round grades. So it's like, okay, you might get a 3rd round grade, but in 2026, you might get a 1st round grade. Like if Shador were coming out in 2027 and you got DJ and you got Arch and you got who's the other dude in there? There's somebody else.
Nico,
and then you got homeboy, the dude
Rayola.
from Tulane who's Rayola. You got the dude from Tulane who's gonna probably hit the portal, go somewhere, and look really good, right? No, so you look at Shador, it's like it looks real 2nd round. And like 2nd round could easily turn into 3rd. But you Drew Allure, it's like only person you got to beat out is Cam Ward. But the problem is next year, the only person he might have to beat out legitimately is Garrett Nussmeier. Okay.
Hey, this conversation applies to K Klubnik too.
Mm-hmm.
To be completely honest with you. Like if I was K, I wouldn't come out. What's the point?
I think there might be some, like, he might come out because he gets a bad grade recommendation. So like somebody gives him like an early 2nd. But I think early 2nd in this year, I know JP talks about quarterback tax. I think there's going to be an anti-quarterback tax after like the first 2 quarterbacks are gone.
Yeah,
because there's not going to be a lot of teams looking for quarterback. And that could the same thing happened in 2022 where all these guys we thought would be 2nd round picks fell to the 3rd, 4th round. I think a similar thing is going to happen, even though this class is a lot more talented than that 2022 class in the back end, at least in my opinion. But yeah, I think a similar thing is going to happen where like a lot of these guys who got 2nd round grades going to find themselves going in the 3rd. But the 2nd round grade with traditional thinking might make you think you could go in the 1st, which is why somebody might leave. All right, we got a super chat from Ray Rag says, I wonder if they'll reseed the playoffs like the NFL does. Nah, don't do that. The NFL reseeds? The NBA does it, right? So if you're the 8th seed in the NBA, you upset the 1 seed, you just get the 1 seed path in the NBA. But if they reseed in the NFL because you're the 7th seed and you beat the 1 seed, then you just end up playing fucking Baltimore. It's so rough.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Colb, does Ryan Day and Chip keep running the ball up the middle, make it look like that's what they're always thinking we're going to do regardless?
This is my entire issue with Ohio State. You cannot trust them. You cannot trust Chip Kelly. And you cannot trust Ryan Day to do the smart thing. So just do the smart thing. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Just play in a way that actually extenuates the strengths that you have on the team, instead of just trying to prove and get into a physical fight with a more physical football team that you're not going to out physical. You should have just done what you were good at and cooked them. I can't trust either of them. With all that said, they should still beat Tennessee.
I just can't trust no man who put that much dye in his hair and act like I'm not supposed to notice.
Oh, that means you can't trust Notre Dame's coach either, can
you? Hell no. My man sponsored by Beijing. Okay.
I'm about to say, yeah, that Carlos Boozer. I was like, come on, bro. You know,
bro. He dap you up. You end up looking like you get ready for Lent. Okay.
I was looking
Ash Friday.
What is this? What you got going on, bro?
Yeah, bro. I got 2 rules in my life. I don't trust nobody who got that Doc Rivers either. You know, I don't trust the man who got no hair but a hairline. What the fuck's going on there? Nah.
Why you not just bald? Why you not just
bald? Why you trying to fool me? Why you lying to me? Like, it's already you lying to start off. It's just a lie. You a liar, bro. Like, you lie with your hair. I can't do it. It isn't that consistent with what I was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the little remake, and they got the dude in there with the Doc Rivers on. I'm like, nah. Can't trust that motherfucker. And he an AAU coach? Yeah, come on. Like, Absolutely nah. Can never. If you learn anything from listening to this podcast, don't ever trust no man with no hair but a hairline. The fuck that is. Like, and Ryan Day, I guess that's the other version of that, right? Like the Caucasian version of that, where it's like, okay, he got really jet black hair. Like,
Why?
Like, my man is 50. Why does he look like the one dude? What's that kid show that he looks like? Oh my God. It's like, it was not a kid show I grew up watching, but it was a kid show. I'm trying to see if anybody knows it. I swear it was something like not the Wiggles, but it was after the Wiggles. It's like this dude, he got this really dark hair. Y'all let me know in the comments, but he looked like that.
He looked like that.
Yeah, that's what he looked like, bruh. Ray Rag says Oregon is easily the best team, but two teams that played them the closest, it took two things that aren't something that's going to happen every game: 2 kickoff returns and taking advantage of a rule. Yeah. Hey, can we talk about Cincinnati? Man. Can we talk about Cincinnati barely beating the fucking Cowboys?
They're not good. They're not good.
Bro, they're
not good.
Soul Train says, after Texas and UGA, I pray we don't get Ewers. Yeah, see, look, man, I feel like when people throw Ewers in as mid, I'm like, that's college football mid, man. He's not a mid prospect. He can't throw on the other hash. I watch Quinn Ewers, and I'm fascinated how he was a 5-star prospect. Like, what happened?
Listen, he's not good. He's not good at all.
Like, how did he get? Because like usually Carson Beck, I could believe at one point was a 4 or 5-star prospect. Because like, say what you want about the accuracy, when he whips that thing, okay, you see the talent. Like he can spin it. That's not the same thing with Ewers. And I'm like, bro, he was a 5-star. Like, how did they not see this coming out of high school?
People be lying. Be lying.
Hey, who did Ohio State? Was it Justin Fields that they went with over him?
No, it's CJ.
Oh, yeah. I mean, CJ. That was easy. hey, Urban Meyer said never again. Nope. No.
Last serious coach we had.
Hey, he was not about to get done up twice. Imagine he would have went with Ewers over CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud ended up at LSU.
No, sir. Not at all.
He probably would have won a couple national championships. It's kind of unfortunate it went that way for CJ Stroud.
Wow. I mean, yeah, he wouldn't be with Ryan Day.
They say Ryan Day looked like Papa John.
He does.
Yeah, it's that same kind of artificial aesthetic, right?
2 scammers.
Yeah. Like you know the dude, the double chunk chocolate cookie dude?
Mm-hmm.
And you be like, why he got so well manicured eyebrows? Like, I don't trust this motherfucker. Like, it's weird. Like, it's out of nowhere. Like he just gives off scammer aesthetic. That's what Ryan Day. Every time I see Ryan Day, I'm like, that is a scammer, dog. Like, I could never see myself kicking it with him. Like,
I need him gone, man. I just need him gone.
Someone said Robbie Rotten. Let me see if that's the guy. Yeah. Google Robbie Rotten on your phone right now. That's who I think Ryan Day looked like.
You said Robbie Rotten?
Yeah, Robbie Rotten.
Hold on.
Yeah, you see it, don't you?
Yeah, I do see it, actually. Oh, man. I appreciate y'all. Doing this.
Shout out Mason 34. He had that one in the lock.
I appreciate y'all doing this. I know exactly what my tweet's going to be. If they struggling.
That shit gonna go viral. I'm like, see, look, I'll just work behind the scenes.
It's like there's no way y'all expect us to win a national championship when this is our coach. Oh.
Autistic Kid says it makes sense for Bill to go to UNC because it's actually a lacrosse school.
Hey, I know.
Hey, what if this is like the same thing that happened with Andre 3000 at one time? He was at Piedmont Park. Everybody's like, oh, Bill about to coach football. We find out all this shit so he can coach lacrosse. It's like Andre 3000 coming out with the flute. Like, oh shit.
You don't like the
you about to
flute?
put us to sleep.
You don't like the flute?
Yeah, but everybody was like, it's an Andre 3000 concert, right? Like, I feel like you need to say, hey, look, man, Andre 3000 is playing some flute music at Piedmont Park. That's all. But when you say it's an Andre 3000 concert, you thinking you about to hear the jams. Like, you're not hearing the jams. You know what you're hearing?
That flute.
Yeah, some nice melodic melodies that could be in a video game, you know, in a very like, you know, could like if you get your character healed, you hear that flute music play. Oh, yeah, that's dope. Oh, Andre did that. That's cool. But if you get told Andre just dropped the album and then you go on fucking Spotify and then you wait a whole track to hear him rap, like, and you realize the rap ain't happening.
I feel like you were you were extremely disappointed by this. I feel like you were not happy.
I'm not even disappointed in this because I'm not as big as an Andre 3000 fan as everybody else. But you got to remember, I live in Atlanta. This is residual disappointment. Okay, this is secondhand disappointment that I'm picking up because all these people were excited about this. Everybody in Atlanta was talking. I went to Walgreens and somebody was like, "Hey man, you heard Andre about to drop?" Okay. I was like, oh shit, yo, I'm excited. Let's see what it is. And then they told me it was flute music. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like,
Back to this future.
Uh-huh. Hey, and you know what though? He did a concert at Piedmont. Everybody was like, okay, now that we know it's flute music, we'll go out and watch Andre because that's how much they love him. Like,
I would have went.
Yeah.
100% would have went. Just like, listen to the flute music.
Yeah, Andre 3000 got universal all-time love. I don't know if he could do anything to get rid of that. Like,
I don't think so.
Nah, everybody.
He got some of my favorite verses in music.
Hey, bruh, he's got a generation of weddings. Okay, a generation of grooms have walked out to that damn song and did the rap.
Oh, you talking about the Black National Anthem?
No. Oh yeah.
The Black National Anthem.
Yeah,
the Black National
Anthem.
I'm telling you, yeah, Black National Anthem.
Please remove your bonnets and your do-rags.
That ass, because I sure would be like, you know what?
Yeah, bro. Fuck. My bad. I ain't know.
Oh,
yep. Hey, that song come on in a public setting. You can't not know the words.
Every word.
You gotta at least know like 4 parts of it, right? And if you don't know those other parts, just don't say nothing, right? Just...
Nah, you gotta know the first. You gotta know the first 2 verses by heart for sure. Mm-hmm. You gotta know the first 2 verses by heart.
That's in the citizenship exam. Right? Well, Roy Wood Jr. had a funny joke. He was like, what temperature do you deep fry catfish? Like, if he was talking about the white dude that worked at the Black History Museum, and he was like, yeah, I bet that man got all kind of unnecessary. The white dude that worked at the Black History Museum, he was like, I bet that man got all kind of unnecessary questions. At what temperature do you deep fry catfish? 350? Okay. Like, oh, shit. It'd be like that one episode of Atlanta. Like,
you talking about the white avatar?
No, not the white avatar one. The one where they was in the gym giving out the scholarship, but you had to pass to get the black scholarship. And it was
oh.
It was like, what are 4 ways to make a drink with Hennessy?
Oh, good question. Good question.
And my man was in there like orange juice. Like, ooh, no.
Got to go.
Yeah, that song's on there. That's what they play at the end of it. Like if you pass the test, you just be in there just going along to it. Great song. Great song. You do that right before you do your electric slide exam.
Oh man.
Shout out to my sister, man.
Hey, no, y'all not gonna get that one.
Shout out to her, man.
Oh, y'all not gonna get it, but I get it.
I'll be right there crabbing with. I'll be like, yo, I got you. You gonna get through this. All right.
Shout out my family. They was real nice about it.
Oh no, when they gave her the applause afterwards, I'm like, oh no.
No, I was like, she was trying to learn. Yeah. She was trying to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, she learned it though. She learned it. She learned it.
That's all that matters. That was genuine applause too.
Yeah, all right. You know, it only took rotation. We didn't have to run back candy. And you think Drake know the words?
Yes, Drake knows the words.
When did you know the words? Okay. Here's the question though, Cole. When did Drake learn the words? Because I think the answer to that matters. Was he already know. Drake when he learned the word? Who taught him it? Was it his PR person? That was like, hey, bro, you can't not know this one. Like, who put him up on game? Who put him up on game?
Listen, we never gonna know the answer to that. So I don't want to speculate. I don't want to say anything irresponsible.
Hey, has he ever? He shot out Pimp C before, right? UGK.
Yes, Pimp C been in like 8 Drake songs.
He has claimed Houston enough to where he better know that, right? Like,
I'm glad you reminded me about that. He 100% knows that song. 100%.
Yeah, there's no shot he does it.
He 100% knows that song. He probably know every word to every word.
He's got to. There's no shot he does it. Like, there's no shot that he's like out here friends with Jay Prince and don't know that. Right? Like,
I ain't gonna lie. The Pimp C verse is the most important verse for you to know.
Yeah. Look. But does he know how to electric slide? I don't know. I feel like those ones slip through the cracks a little bit easier, right? Like, when Drake ever went line dancing? Like, that's a real regular party type thing.
I feel like the electric side, it's not the bar, because there's so many line dances that you could know, and I'd be like, all right.
I wonder if Drake really knows line dances, and it's not like, because like the line dances, you learn those from going to functions.
Family functions.
Everything, you know, and like, it's not Drake's fault, but I don't think there was very much opportunity for that in his life. Like, you don't learn to electric slide at the club.
No.
You don't learn to wobble. Okay. So I don't think he does.
That's actually an interesting. I would like to ask him that.
Because that's like real regular stuff, right? Like I know Kendrick knows it because like obvious. Like, it's obvious he knows it. But I think that's like one of those things where it's like, okay, there's something that slips through the crack. It's usually line dances. Yeah. Because like what? My mom's Japanese and I missed a couple. Like, I know the major ones, but there'd be some line dances that pop up like, ooh, let me sit down. Like, that's where it gets you.
They don't do the line dances in Japan when we ain't getting none of that.
If they did, my mama's family was in Japan. Like, we was in the east side of Cleveland. It wasn't a lot of opportunity for the Japanese functions to get down if that's what they was out there doing. And that's what I mean. Like, what was Drake really out here getting exposed to any of this? Because that's how they go viral. It's like, oh yeah, you see your auntie do that shit. Like which one of Drake aunties out here doing the Casper slide?
I have no idea.
Like,
I don't know.
And that is why whenever we see somebody who we don't think knows those dances, know them dances, we go crazy. Okay. Because we understand, like, yo, you got to put some time in.
Somebody had to show you how to do this.
Yeah. You see that's the cultural exchange, because you can't go on the internet and figure this shit out. Like,
some of them you can, but even if you're doing that, it's like, why?
To
like,
even know what you have to search for, you have to have somebody put you on game.
It's like if you YouTubing it to figure it out, that's a lot of dedication to this. Like what? Like why?
Let's say you learned the electric slide through movies. You saw Best Man Holiday. How the fuck did you get the Best Man Holiday? Right? Somebody put you on. You feel like there's no way to get there without getting put on. Like,
yeah, it's
that's why I think that's the cultural exchange we got the most respect for. It's like, oh shit, he know the line dances. Like, oh shit.
Oh shit, who taught you this? How you know this?
Because it ain't something you gonna just know for no reason. Like, and if it is something you know for no reason, then we're even more curious on how that happened. Like,
oh man.
All right. See, this is what happens when we don't have a producer on the show. Line dances was not here, dog. Not on.
Listen, you knew it was gonna happen. You knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah. Curtis is sick today, bro. So we running all the full Jameis on the podcast today.
Full Jameis.
Yes, sir. All right, we're gonna do the Ain't No Way All-Stars. We're gonna get up out of here. Curtis got to explain why he put this in the Ain't No Way All-Stars.
United Healthcare assassin gets caught at Curtis, why would you put this?
I read that shit, and you know what I did think about? That is the second time they've called a murderer at McDonald's. Do you remember the first time?
Who was the first time?
You got to remember the first time. This was some Cleveland shit.
Nah.
Yeah.
Is it who I'm thinking about?
Tell me who you think about.
No, that's not.
He was in school.
It wasn't Soel, was it? No. It was. They did catch him at a McDonald's.
Trying to get them nuggets. Hey. When I tell you that McDonald's has the best nuggets, they got 2 arrest warrants, okay, from the power of them nuggets. My man on the run, he know he got to avoid places with cameras, and he still wanted some chicken nuggets.
I'm so mad at Curtis for putting this on here, dog. Like, we're not supposed to talk about this. We're not supposed to talk about this. But since we're talking about it, why a McDonald's, bro?
Yes.
A McDonald's.
Yes.
To me, you just wanted to get caught.
I'm telling you this right now. Sweet and spicy sauce must hit crazy when you on the run from the law. Because we don't ever hear somebody getting caught at fucking Burger King. Like,
nah, for what?
Wendy's. But McDonald's is 2-0. Okay.
I don't think this is a good way to frame it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that's the appropriate way to frame this.
This is nuts. Like, really, 2 people on massive manhunts decided they still need to get that McNugget.
I just don't.
That's crazy.
I don't understand McDonald's. I don't get it.
Like I said, well, to be fair, where would you even go to get food if you order it?
Yeah, because it's not like you can DoorDash or anything like that. And if you go into a grocery store, you in a like it's way too many people.
It could be a lot of cops in there.
Yeah, there's way too many people in there.
You can't go to no grocery store. I'm thinking like you gotta go to you gotta be comfortable. Okay. You gotta go to the gas station, brother.
But once you go Gas station for sure. But wouldn't you, even if you go to a fast food restaurant, wouldn't you go through the drive-thru?
Well, you get caught in drive-thru. Because that's what happened to Soul.
Facts.
Yeah, it was like, oh, pull over for some fries. And you know what he did? He pulled over for them fries.
Absolutely not. Absolutely pulled it. That's just
yes. I think there was another guy who got caught. Like, I think McDonald's has like a large history, like people get caught going to McDonald's.
This is the most American shit ever.
Hey, you know what's crazy to me? How nobody on the run decides, hey, let's go to Popeyes. Because let me tell you the one thing that employee is not doing. Calling the fucking police. like, you think a Popeyes employee about to go above and beyond?
Popeyes, Bojangles, you ain't have nothing to worry about.
Bro, they don't care who the fuck you are. Just take the food and go. Now I got to file a police report on this. Got to be on the fucking news. I'm not. No, get the fuck out of here. You think Popeye's about to tell you pull up for some fries? They gonna keep you at the fucking window, okay? The whole time they cooking your entire meal, and that shit gonna take 20 minutes. And guess what? They ain't calling nobody. McDonald's is people with the future work at McDonald's, right? Like it might just be somebody in high school getting a little job before they go to Harvard. Like they might snitch on you at McDonald's. But let me tell you something, man. Don't nobody look what Gilbert Arenas say about the G League. Like, nobody whose first instinct to call the police go work at Popeyes. Like straight up. Like that's just not what goes down.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care about none of that.
Wait to the third shift of whatever restaurant you want to go to. Because let me tell you, I used to manage third shifts. Okay.
Oh man. Anybody who's ever worked third shift at any point in their life will let you know you don't give a fuck what's happening during third shift. We just try.
Hey, my favorite employees sometimes had ankle bracelets. Like showed up on time though. Like worked hard. And that, guess what that dude was never gonna do? I think I saw him on the news type shit.
Absolutely not.
What time did he go to this McDonald's? Why do y'all keep going to McDonald's, man?
You just sat in there. He was sitting in there with his laptop. And first of all, the way he got caught in the story is just so ridiculous.
Wait. I didn't know these details. Please tell me these details.
Yeah, hold on, man. Now I gotta look this shit up because this shit is ridiculous. This shit's ridiculous.
He was on his laptop at McDonald's. That's unhinged behavior.
Like, I'm trying to figure out what
he had to go listen to Joe Rogan. You need the Wi-Fi to download the podcast.
Like, this is just. I'll talk about his manifesto. Blah, blah, blah. People lusting over dude on Twitter for whatever reason because people are weird.
Hey, I remember when that happened with the one dude with the mugshot. He looked like Chris Brown back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first exposure to like, hey man, the internet's dumb as fuck. Like,
let's see. Type in caught.
Please tell me he wasn't there not ordering food.
He reportedly got caught with a written admission of the crime.
Well, if you didn't know, if you didn't know from the pictures,
hold on.
Oh, he's a big fan of Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson. Oh, good Lord. Like,
upon arrival, officers were able to locate male matching the aforementioned description sitting in the rear of the building at a table. He was wearing a blue medical mask and was looking at a silver laptop computer that was placed on the table. The male also had a backpack on the floor near the table he was sitting at. Made contact with the male and informed the officers were called to the McDonald's for a suspicious male matching the description. Told him to pull down his medical mask so he could see his face. Male complied, pulled down his mask. Immediately recognized him as a suspect from New York City incident after seeing photos released of him from media sources. Asked the male for identification and provided officers a New Jersey's driver's license bearing the name Mark Rosario. which is obviously not his name, took the license and ran the information through the dispatch center. Asked the male if he had been in New York recently, and the male became quiet, started to shake. Additional units arrived on the scene to identify the male. Yeah, sitting inside a McDonald's with a laptop in his backpack.
That means to me, he how do I put this? When he did the thing to the man that got shot, he shot a half-court heave, and that shit went in. And he had no idea what to do afterwards. Like there was as much as people made this sound like a hitman mission, I'm like, there was no plan afterwards, dog. Like what? You're at McDonald's on your laptop with you look so suspicious if you go to McDonald's with a laptop.
Yeah, like, this is not Starbucks.
Everybody notices you. Okay. Everybody notices you if you're the dude at me, especially if like you ain't showered in a few days, they might just think you homeless. Right. And you know how we be doing homeless in this country. Like they be calling the cops on the homeless all the time. Like why would you just horrible escape here. Just bad escape. For somebody who got away with something as crazy as what he did. And I'm just going.
You know what makes me angry about this entire thing we doing right now? Mm-hmm. Curtis started this off with him, and how are we supposed to go from that to talking about the Bears and the Giants?
He put that shit first in the rundown. I want y'all to know this. Curtis put that shit number one. Ain't no way All-Star getting caught in.
How are we supposed to talk about football after that? He's clearly going to be the number one person we talk. Like he's clearly winning the award this week. Like what is?
Yeah, then we gonna have to talk about. It ain't even like the Bears did something crazy. It's like they had a low EPA versus the 49ers.
Yeah, man, that's comparable to what we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Other one murdered somebody. Like that's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, a boomer got him. So some old dude got him.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I know it wasn't gonna be no young people the way y'all was talking on Twitter. I was like, oh, y'all, they see this.
Damn near the universal reaction to the news was all the same.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, they are still saving all of these messages that you're putting out there in the public. Like, I would not have that out there if I were y'all. Like,
I mean, at this point, what can you even do about it? Everybody feels the same. Damn near everybody feels the same way.
Hey, bro, the same people thought the same exact thing if you were in a certain circle. When they was putting a lot of evidence on themselves out 4 years ago. Did it end well. I do not play those games. Like, nah. Nope.
I'm
nah.
good.
Can't. Nope. Hey, everything about that story makes me mad uncomfortable. Like, it does not feel like we're in a stable situation right now. That's all I can say about that. But yeah, mad uncomfortable that whole story is. Well, yeah, got caught at McDonald's. Colb, if you murdered somebody, where would you go to?
Well, first and foremost, I would never murder anybody.
Well, I put that one out there.
I wouldn't be killing anybody, so don't have to worry about that. Please do not put me in hypothetical situations I will never be in. Oh, man.
Like, he got all the way to Pennsylvania. He took a Greyhound to Pennsylvania. By the way, nobody noticed him on that Greyhound. Like, hey, and if you've ever rode a Greyhound before, I understand. Like, I don't look at nobody on the Greyhound. Like,
man, riding a Greyhound's one of the. It's an experience. It's an experience.
One time I had to ride the Greyhound back from New York because all the flights got canceled, and they were offering me a flight that was like 3 days later. I was like, I cannot do that. I need to just go back home now. So I did a Greyhound overnight to New York. Yeah, man, that was a long 12 hours. Like,
Yeah, I've ridden the Greyhounds in New York too. Ooh, there and back. Not great. Not great.
Hey,
Not
nothing gets you prepared for how disgusting Port Authority is. Like,
literally, bro. Literally.
I'm like, they sell food in there. It's disgusting. Like,
man. Gets you from point A to point B.
Hey, it works. That is
it
the
works.
function. You go $20 here, there. Like, it is the very basic function of what you need.
Can't beat it.
Hey,
Can't beat it.
all I'm saying is, I understand how he didn't get seen at Port Authority. Somebody from New York was like, "Hey, bro, he got through Port Authority. He gone." like, think about this. They knew he went on to Port Authority to go on a bus, and nobody knows what bus he's gone.
Like you wouldn't. I don't understand why you wouldn't try to lead the country. That's just
how you gonna lead the country,
man? You're supposed to have a plan. If you got this far, I expect you to have. I expect you to have a plan for this.
Hey, bro, Canada ain't just gonna let you in, like especially now. Like,
I'm saying you got to have a plan. You got to get up out of here.
It ain't nowhere to go. Like, you the most wanted dude, but you can't go to TSA, so you can't fly. It's absolutely a bad idea. Maybe you could drive across the southern border. Maybe. But honestly, probably not. Definitely ain't about to do the northern border, especially given the nature of what you did. That's going to be where they expect you to go, right? Like, you do a crime against the health insurance industry. Yeah, you might want to go to Canada afterwards. But what else he supposed to do? Ain't no, like, he would have been better off just going to Wyoming.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he had the money to be out here doing. Like, it was a very short-term plan.
No, I'm not gonna lie. He apparently he's from a very wealthy family.
Yeah, checks out.
As a matter of fact, I think his family is more wealthy than the healthcare CEO that he actually took out.
Yeah, he murdered him. He definitely murdered him. Yeah, man. I will say this too to anybody who's like idolizing this dude online. Yeah, well, let's wait. Let's wait. Definitely, let's wait. Feel like not somebody you want to idolize. like maybe we should wait on that one. Yeah, because everything that comes out about this story, I'm like, oh, this is fucking weird. Like, this is very strange. And he's still alive, so at some point he's gonna speak for himself. Oh, this is gonna be a fucking fiasco, Cole. You imagine this shit happened in the 80s where there's like 5 television channels. This should be everybody OJ trial.
Man, everybody be glued.
Oh yeah.
Glued to their TV.
I'm glad we got so many different options that I don't have to stay tuned into this because I've already seen the tea leaves with this. I'm like, oh nope. This is not what a lot of people thought it was. Okay, nope. The revolution is not about to start. Like, this is not it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's gonna get weird, man. You're gonna find out some shit about InfoWars or something like this. like through all of this. Because from what I hear, my man was into the right-wing rabbit hole, right? Was it Tucker Carlson, Elon, somebody said?
Something like that. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's gonna get weird. You're gonna find out about some characters you have never heard of and wish you never heard of them. And that's where I peace out. Okay, this whole thing. Shot the dude, he shot the healthcare president. It's apparently the most evil healthcare president. Okay, like, guess that happened. Don't really feel too crazy about that. And then he gets caught at McDonald's. This is a hilarious story. I can't wait for the Onion to write about it.
I just want to get back to talk about sports, man. Well,
who are your favorite draft prospects in the college football playoff?
Well, I'm glad you said that, Q. As a matter of fact. Oh man, I'm gonna cuss Curtis out for putting that on here, dog. We can't even talk about it. We can't even talk about that. No.
Said the employee might not even get the reward money for him. Hey, man. What was they offering? Like 10K?
Probably.
It's not enough.
Oh, that's not enough? That's not enough for you to
Not enough. I'm gonna need more. How much was that man worth that he killed?
Tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna need at least 6 figures. Like, I'm gonna need my life change, not no nice bonus. Like straight up. Like, that's one vacation.
Facts. That is one vacation.
Yeah. Like, wait, what? For catching him? Y'all got all these resources, all these tax dollars going towards finding this motherfucker. I find him. What you want? Give me 10K? Nah, dog. I need the salary of a sergeant for the next 5 years of my life. Like straight up. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh man.
Like, bro, I'm not about to find the dude who did the biggest crime in America, and then be dropping fries next month. That's no. How much y'all got the Mega Millions for? Like, give me half of that. like what?
Just insane discourse to be having. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
10K for that? Are you serious? Like,
insane discourse.
$10,000 reward is nuts. And then you got to claim that shit on your taxes, Cole. So it's not even 10K. It's really $7,000. Like,
yeah, man, that ain't worth it. That ain't worth it.
It's nuts, man. Come on. Gotta give me more than 10K for that. Anyways, who are your favorite draft prospects in college football playoff? We'll end our show on football. Peace out.
This is so weird to try to talk about this now. Oh shit. Abdul Carter for sure.
Yeah, Abdul. Sure. I like that. Put him next to Myles Garrett.
That would be cool. That would definitely be dope. Nick Singleton. Hey, low-key, Penn State got a whole bunch of dudes I wish would play on the Cleveland Browns. To be really honest.
They might.
Like Nick Singleton. I wouldn't be mad if they took him. I definitely.
There's so many running backs this year.
There's at least like 10.
Yeah, I'm taking 2.
I've been saying this for months. The Browns need to draft 2 running backs.
Yeah, maybe even take 3. Fuck it. Best
player available
in the 6th round.
Low key, I think the Browns should take 2 running backs and 2 tight ends.
Yeah, fuck it. Harold Fanning, Tyler Warren. Like
Tyler Warren, you're not gonna get both. You're not gonna get both.
Maybe you get,
but Harold Fanning 2nd round. You come back around. Gunnar Helm.
Here's when I knew that Tyler Warren was gonna be good. When I saw that he wore 44, I'm like, oh, if they throw him passes, he's got to be cold. Like, he's got to be cold.
Hey, he might be tight end 1.
Hey, shout out to him. Penn State got all them. Penn State got it's funny because Penn State going to lose throwing the ball 45 times, but like they got the most run the ball ass team you've ever seen in your life.
That is. Good running backs. Good in the trenches. Good tight ends.
Yeah. Can they outrun Genty though? That motherfucker's special. Because I was worried. I was reading his measurables. I'm like, oh, is this Trent Richardson all over again? And then I watch him like, oh, this is not Trent. Like, the vision is immaculate. Like,
no, that's not Trent. But speaking of running backs, dude for Arizona State.
Oh, Scatterboo.
Listen, late round, mid to late rounds.
You telling me he's gonna be on the Madden cover?
Listen, he might be Peyton Hillis. He might be Peyton Hillis.
That shit was crazy because he was just carving up Iowa State, just absolutely destroyed them.
Listen, you take. I don't think we're gonna be able to get Caleb Johnson, but if you get, Nick Singleton, and then you come back around get Scatterboo. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
There's a lot of things.
Is there any receivers?
This is a draft where I'm like, I'm staying at 8. Like 8, 9. Somebody gonna be there. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I like that.
Listen, if Mason Graham is there at 8, I'm pro run that card up. Run the card up. Run the card up.
I'll take Genty in the first. I don't give a fuck what anybody think about it. I'm taking that motherfucker right now. Talk about bridge quarterback. Let me just hand the ball off to them. That's what the bridge is. Genty and then Nick Chubb right behind him when they get tired. Okay, we can work with that. Get some guards, get some fat dudes in free agency. We be all right. Okay. And we gonna win with pride, Cole. Like that's what we gonna win with. Strength and pride, running the goddamn ball again.
Bring back Cleveland Browns football. You running that ball?
Yeah. This is a team that has Jim Brown. We're gonna be back on that, you know. Look, if there's one team that should run the ball, it's the team that employed Jim Brown.
If they took Genty, I'm still 100% taking another running back in the draft.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get Genty, get Scatterboo, 3-headed monster. If Milroe fall to the 4th, we can run him out there in some option plays. Like, fuck it. We might just run the option. Like,
I'm so anti Jalen Milroe.
I wonder what got you there, because like I don't see why you are so anti. Like, I get not wanting him in the 1st round, but like you get mad at the thought of him getting drafted in the 5th round. I'm like, Cole, what happened? Like, what is this something that?
See, 5th round. That's fine. I wouldn't care. You was talking about taking him in the 2nd round. I'm like, no, bro. I'm not taking him in the 2nd round. I don't care. I don't care if
no playoff means he's not gonna go in the 2nd round. Maybe if he had I was like, if he get a run in the playoff, he get the 2nd round. But he's probably like a 3rd round pick.
Yeah. I wouldn't take Jalen Milroe in the top 100.
I mean, 3rd round's not always top 100.
We talking end of the 3rd round.
The Browns have one they have the Bills 3rd round pick. So it'll be like pick 93. I'll take him pick 93.
I wouldn't take him pick 93.
I don't give a fuck about pick 93.
I do.
Pick 93 was Siaki Ika. Okay.
That's a skill issue. That's an Andrew Berry issue.
Hey, I remember I wanted to call Brooks so bad that year too.
Yeah, it would appear that they're not going to make that same mistake of passing on the very dominant player from Bowling Green to like another season.
I can't believe that motherfucker went in the 6th round and we just was like, nah, every time.
Right in the backyard. Need a defensive tackle.
I don't know how he didn't end up in Detroit. Because like that's really in their backyard, right?
Man, I don't understand how he ended up in fucking Cleveland. Like he was right there. You had to be watching this dude the whole time. Like, he was right there. And not even like the 5th round. You wasn't like, you know what, we gonna do it.
Hey, Jenkins and Jones is hilarious. If you seen their thumbnail for their United shooter video,
we just never
got this motherfucker Luigi.
His name is Luigi, though. His name Luigi. I was like, oh, that's crazy. No, did you see the Sopranos? Did you see the Sopranos memes? Have you watched the Sopranos?
No.
You've never watched The Sopranos?
No, I haven't watched The Sopranos.
Oh, this is worse than not watching anime, brother. What's wrong with you? This is terrible. I ain't
watched The Sopranos. Have you watched The Wire?
Yes.
What's your favorite season of The Wire?
I love season 2. I know everybody hates it, but I love season 2.
Season 2 is the one with the you just like Italian people, dog. Like I don't know what to tell you. No, they were Greek. They were Greek in season 2.
Season 2 shows you like how everything really goes down. Like how everything really goes down.
It's the higher level than just like the drug dealers, right? Like,
yeah, like you get to really see how it gets to this.
Yeah, you the institutions that keep these things in place.
Yeah, to me, it's the most important season. It's the most important season to me. Like it's like because you really get to see how the institutions of it all and how it gets to everybody. I'm like, that's the most important season to me.
What season 4 is about how it affects the media. Season 3 is about the kids. Season 1 is just the wire. Right?
Yeah, season 1 is just the wire.
Yeah, season 1. And look, every time I don't rewatch The Wire anymore because I realize all it does is depress me. Like,
oh yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I did my 3 rewatches of The Wire when I was in my 20s. I don't need to do it again. Like, all right. So I gotta watch The Sopranos. I gotta watch Game of Thrones.
Watch The Sopranos before you watch Game of Thrones. The Sopranos top 3 shows ever made.
How many episodes is it season? Because I'm not doing no 20 episode seasons. They all are out.
It's not. I don't think it's 20 episodes a season. I think it's like 12 or something like that. The Sopranos is the greatest show ever made to me. Bare minimum is top 3. Q, you gotta watch it to really understand. Like when you start watching it, understand that The Sopranos is the darkest comedy. The darkest comedy.
I'll watch it one day. It's not going to be anytime soon, but I'll readily pop up on you like, I saw that shit. It was straight.
Like,
it was straight.
You gotta see, and I need to know who your favorite character is when you start watching.
Hey, bro, I would never forgive people who love Stringer Bell from The Wire, man. Like, I would never forgive people who come out of there. Like, Stringer Bell, you love Stringer Bell on your first rewatch, but if you go through 2 rewatches of The Wire and you still like, nah, Stringer Bell, he's dope, I don't know what the fuck to do with you, dog. Like, my man is sleazy from the start. He tried to mess with D'Anthony, baby. Like, nah, man. Nah. Y'all just let Idris Elba charm you.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Like, it's literally all it is. You love Idris Elba. That's what you love.
Same thing in This Christmas. He ain't the good guy in that movie. Like, he just there doing the Stringer Bell thing. Like, he kind of create all the problems that happens in that movie.
Hold on. Since you keep talking about the shooter dude, I gotta send you this tweet. I gotta send you this tweet, and you just gotta react to it when you see it. You just gotta react to it. That's all.
Oh, it was 50K. They said it was 50K.
Okay, 50K.
50K. That's enough. I guess.
That's enough.
It's the bare minimum, though.
Please click the tweet. Like, you gotta click the tweet so you can actually see the photo.
Wow.
I don't know why that shit was leading me yesterday. Oh, this is not a funny situation at all, but that tweet was hilarious. Oh, man. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. That was funny.
I can't culturally explain that one. That look like it's in somebody. I know the food good there though. You can see the coat rack. The dude next to him doing the like same hand gesture as him is killing me, man. Like,
dog, I'm just saying, it's like that. That is hilarious.
This shit is so random. This shit is so random. But yeah, man, on that note, y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. I got nothing else for you, dog. You got anything else?
I got nothing else for the people, man.
Nothing, dog.
You got nothing else for the people.
Yeah, this pod blame Curtis. Get well soon though, Curtis, if you're listening, man, for real. The podcast definitely needs you because woo, woo, woo.
3 hours. That's what happens when we don't have a producer. Y'all know the
3
drill.
hours, 2 topics. Good Lord. All right, y'all have a great one. Everybody, peace. Yeah.